Dandavat Pranam.
Welcome.
Does anybody know where we are?
This amazing location in Greater Śrī Dāmodarāṣṭakam, in the forest of Mahārāja.
Gokul Mahavan.
Where are we? First person to guess.
Look, I'll turn it around so you can
We'll
see.
get a mouthful of dirt. Braj Mandal.
Look it, I found cow people. Do you
What?
see them? Look it, there's cow people
Look,
here.
it's pure cow seva. Look it.
They're everywhere.
The first person to guess will get a mouthful of dirt. Vraj.
So where are we? Does anybody know? I'll give you a hint.
They have redone it, made it really beautiful, so it might not look like you used to remember it previously, but it's done very nicely.
Can you see?
Today is quite extraordinarily warm, almost you would say hot, but here in the shade with the breeze coming off of Jamuna in this location, in the shade, it is very beautiful, quite pleasant, quite sweet, quite amazing, and look at how beautiful and dark she is.
Yes, where Krishna ate dirt. We're at Brahmanda Ghat.
Shri Brahmanda Ghat
Ki Jai. Yes, it's also where Krishna was tied up in this area in Mahavan, in Gokul. So we're going to go and take you for a little walk, and then we'll do some Mangalacharana, and hopefully hear some sweet Hari Katha. Look at the cow people. We caught them.
We found them on the side of the road and we said, please come with us. We grabbed them, threw them.
No, they just happened to be here. We were like, oh my gosh, how did you get here? Radhe
cow
Radhe,
seva.
pure cow seva ki jai ho.
Sudevi and Anup Krishna ki jai.
Okay. So here we are. We're going to come over this way. When we come here, I'm particularly reminded of Srila Gurudev. We would come here in the morning time and we would sit down and hear Gurudev speak here, and Gurudev would be laughing. He'd be laughing so much. There aren't so many monkeys here. It's not like Vrindavan. They're not as cheeky.
We have our monkey protectors with us.
See how beautiful.
Love it.
I don't know if is the camera allowed inside?
Recently, maybe a few months before, somebody came and committed robbery here. So I don't know, did they get... Wow.
Oh,
Nice.
she's got a monkey stick. So can we go inside with the camera?
I hope so.
We're going to try to bring you in. If not, I mean, we're at Brahmanda Ghat, so... Oh, look. He's got a slingshot for the kid. See the picture? Okay. You guys are allowed in. I brought some. Kishori ji.
Oh, look, it's everywhere.
Oh, I remember sitting here with Srila Gurudev. In the early morning during Kartik, it would be cold, and we'd all come in here with Srila Gurudev. Jai Thakurji. I'm bowing you down.
Want me to hold this?
I just want to bring Thakurji. Look at, they have Chota baby and Chota babies. All right, here, let me get a donation. You take. Oh, look, here's a beautiful stone carving. Mother Yashoda chastising naughty Krishna. Okay, Ji.
Radhe Radhe. There's Sitaram, Lakshman, Hanuman with chandan on their faces. Jai.
Does anybody want to offer some viran or incense here?
You can.
On behalf of everyone?
Yes. You can offer on behalf of everyone.
Sudevi? You are here.
Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala 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 Bhaja Murali Manohara Nandalala Bhaja Murali Manohara Nandalala Bhaja Murali Manohara Nandalala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Oh Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Bhaja Murali Manohar Nandalala Bhaja Murali Manohar Nandalala O Gopala Bhaj Gopala He Gopala Bhaj Gopala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala He Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Bolo Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Bolo Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare.
Follow example, no?
Say prayers for all the devotees.
Prayers for all the devotees. You know, the gopis are the original tree huggers. We told you at Radhakund, when Aristasur came running through, the gopis became afraid and were running, thinking they were embracing Krishna, but they were embracing all the dark
Tamal trees.
Tamal trees. And so they're the original tree huggers. But I'm just hugging this tree on behalf of all of you.
Right at Jamunaji. So we'll do a parikrama of the tree?
Mm-hmm. No. Also parikrama of Brahmins.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Yes, we're remembering all of you.
Radhe Govinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Radhe Govinda.
Jai Shri
Hare
Radhe
Krishna,
Govinda.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Radhe Govinda bhaj Radhe Govinda. Radhe Govinda bhaj Radhe
Govinda.
Bolo Radhe Radhe
That's
Radhe.
three times. Oh, we're going four? We're going four. I guess it can't hurt. We should get as much parikrama as we can. Radhe Govinda bhaja Radhe Govinda. I'm being called. Oh boy.
Radhe Govinda. Special chanda. It's much.
One.
Ek
Radhe Radhe.
Oh. Radhe 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 Govinda.
Radhe 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 Radhe.
Hello, 11 Brahmans.
Bolo Radhe
11
Radhe
Brahmans.
Radhe Radhe.
11 Brahmans.
Hare Krishna, you know.
11 Brahmans. Yamuna.
Russian. Russia. No? Japanese. No.
They are all Indian. No Russian, no Japanese. They are all Indian.
Okay, thank you for the information. We're gonna go and we're gonna
Chora
just
Harikatha, the baad mein. You can show them here. How beautiful is it here?
All right.
Hare
Kishori ji,
Krishna.
will you please tell us some sweet Hari
So
Katha?
first we're going to do a little bit of a Mangala Charan.
We
Just a
should.
short one.
Any Guru Bhajan?
Yeah, sure. But in the shade here. It's so beautiful. Now, you might want this.
No, it's fine.
No? You just turn it like that. Okay. If you want. Maybe if you met us in Max, but I wasn't sure. Okay. Shri Gurudev ki
Jai.
Prabhupada
Ki jai.
Guru Varga ki
Jai.
Pavan Shri Nityananda Prabhu
Ki jai.
Purushottam Shachinandana Gaur Hari
Ki jai.
Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki
Jai.
Radha Raman Ju ki
Jai.
Dash Maharaj
Ki
ki
jai.
Hari Naam Sankirtan ki
Jai.
Hare Krishna Mahamantra
Ki jai.
Gaur Bhakta Vrinda
Ki jai.
Gaur Premanande
Hari Bol.
If you want this, we can put it on. No?
I want to be able to move it around so they can see everything
Okay.
at all times.
So, Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurung Vaishnavamshta
Hey Jayanti.
Shri Rupam Sagra Jatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvetam Savadhutam Parijana Sattam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanditamscha. Short version. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadabhaktaya Namo Namah Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Nama Om Vishnupadaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shri Śrīmad Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa Namine Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhaktivedānta Swamine Namine Vansha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanang Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta-vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate giri Yakrpatamaham vande Shri Guru Dinatari. You want that microphone or is it not necessary?
I mean, I don't know. I think everybody can hear. Can everyone hear? And thank you, Janardhan, for telling us that you had Gurudev kind of heart surgery, which means you're being worked on internally, maybe not externally. Thank you for that. Can everyone hear Kishori okay?
Or is it just really windy sounding?
Is it too windy? Because we can move a little bit. Please say something. Yes, you can hear. Everyone hears.
So by the grace of Gurudev and Vaishnavas, we have come to this place. This place called
Brahmanda Ghat
in Gokul Mahavan. So Brahmanda Ghat, Brahmanda means, what does Brahmanda mean?
Universe.
Universe. So why is this place called Universe?
It's a little
Ghat?
windy, but they can hear.
We can always plug this in.
I think we should plug it in.
All right.
We're going to plug in the mic because, you know, it's important.
Sorry. I brought it just in case. Here you go. Sorry.
Okay, sorry. I'm just going to plug this in. Give me a moment. All right.
How's it now? Is it better? So after wandering through millions and millions of universes, any fortunate, very fortunate jiva, by the grace of Krishna, is able to come to this holy place and somehow, by good fortune, hear the glories of Krishna from the mouth of Sri Guru. So we have received the great fortune to hear from Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedānta, Nārāyaṇa Gosvāmī Mahārāja in this very place many times. Mahaprabhu told that to Rupa Goswami. Any great fortunate jiva, after millions and millions of lifetimes wandering from universe to universe, finally comes under the grace of Sri Guru. And by the grace of Sri Guru, he receives or awakens within his heart the desire to serve, the inclination to please Krishna. So coming to this place, one of the best ways to serve Gurudev and one of the best ways to please Krishna is, believe it or not, hearing about his pastimes. He loves it when his devotees speak about him. He loves it when they hear about his pastimes. And he loves it so much that that's where he says he always resides. So we're going to remember some of Krishna's beautiful pastimes today, as we've heard from the mouth of our Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedānta, Nārāyaṇa Gosvāmī Mahārāja, and also what is written in Scripture. So this place, Brahmanda Ghat, is named such because once upon a time, little baby Krishna, he wasn't that little, but he was little, big enough to be able to pick up a handful of dirt and eat it. So what did he do? He was eating dirt. And the cowherd boys, of course, Maya, Krishna is eating dirt. So she went to say, hey, Krishna, open your mouth, show me. He's like, open your mouth, show me what's in your mouth. Let me see. And then when he opened his mouth, what did she see? She saw not only one, millions of universes, all Brahmandas. And she was completely mesmerized, shocked. How is this possible? Millions of universes. Huh? Hare Krishna. And then she saw something more amazing. She saw one universe, and then within that universe, it was like coming more refined, the galaxy, then this solar system, then this one Earth planet. Then within this Earth planet, she saw Bharatvarsh, then she saw Vrindavan. Then she saw herself looking into his mouth, and she was thinking, what is this I am seeing? She didn't think, oh my God, you are the Supreme Lord. She doesn't think Krishna is God. Yashoda's love is so great that it completely covers all Aishvarya, all mood of awe and reverence and opulence. Maybe millions of other sages may start offering prayers. Prasiddha Devesha Jagannivasa. She didn't offer prayers. She was thinking, maybe some bhoot has possessed my son. Some problem is, a bhoot means a ghost. Maybe some ghost has come. So what did she do? She thought there's some negative influence maybe that I'm seeing.
Meowing.
Even if she hears a cat meow, the sound of a cat meowing, according to Veda scripture, pierces the ether and allows ghosts to enter. Sorry for all you cat lovers out there. This is just what the scriptures are saying. So, when Mother Yashoda hears a cat meow, immediately she starts offering prayers and putting kajal on Krishna and rope and black string and dots to protect him from any negative influence. Because if the ether is split and ghosts enter, then they can also affect Krishna. So she's always trying to protect him. This is the nature of Vatsalya Prem. The prem, the love and affection of parents, especially the number one, Vatsalya Premi, Mother Yashoda. More than anyone, her parental love is the greatest. So when she saw what was in his mouth, she was completely dizzied by it. She was like thinking, what am I seeing? I don't know what's going on here. I must protect Krishna from any negative influence. So what did she do? Of course, she put black string around him, kajal on his eyes, black spot on his face, black cloth on him. But first, she bathed him in all kinds of transcendental substances. Panchagavya. What is Panchagavya? Dude, milk, yogurt, ghee, cow dung, cow urine. And Krishna was like, I don't think I'm going to show my mother my mouth again like this.
What happened when Arjuna saw that very same thing? Well, not the exact same thing.
So Arjuna, on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, he was also shown Krishna's universal form. But what did he say? He said, oh my God, literally, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me for all of the aparad I have made.
I treated you as my friend.
I treated you as my friend. I would hang out on the same bed with you. I would embrace you. We would eat off the same plate and speak so sweetly to each other. I treated you so informally, like a dear friend. I have made so much aparad. Please forgive me, please forgive me, please forgive me. So Arjuna was then offering so many lofty Aishwarya Bhav prayers to Krishna. But Mother Yashoda doesn't do that. She thinks, oh, Krishna needs my protection. She thinks that any ghosts are coming or any negative influence or any demons are coming. Let me protect my son. And then she puts all kinds of charms on him, makes him even more charming and more sweet. And then, of course, she gives him her own heart in the form of her breast milk. This is how she protects and nourishes Krishna. Her Vatsalya Prem overflows in the form of her milk, and she gives that to him. So, in this place, Krishna showed her the Brahmanda. You know who else saw the Brahmanda? Durvasa. That was also in this area. So, once upon a time, Krishna was wrestling with Śrī Dāmodara. And there were a couple of teams of wrestlers there. But who won? Śrī Dāmodara won. How did he win? He took Krishna and slammed him in the dust and jumped on top of him. And then everyone is like, oh, Śrī Dāmodara won. And Krishna's like, no, you did not. I won. They're like, how could you have won? You couldn't have won. He's on top. He threw you in the dust. Because love is so great here from the Brajabasis, it completely overpowers Krishna. And he completely forgets that he is God. Mugdata takes over, transcendental forgetfulness. He forgets he's God and he's only playing with his friends and his parents and his gopis and his cows and everything else. It's a special place where he lets down all of his guard, all of his God, he lets down his God, and he allows love to completely control him. So then Krishna tries to wiggle his way out of losing this wrestling match. They said, how is it that you have won? I'm on top, I slammed you in the dust. Krishna said, because my nose is pointed up and your nose is pointed down, therefore I have won. And they're like, that's not fair. And they said, look, there's a Baba over there. One old Baba. He had a big, long, white beard and long, white jata, dreadlocks. And he was sitting there watching the whole thing. Completely shocked. He was like, his jaw, his mouth was open. He was thinking, how is this possible? Aho bhagyam nanda goparabhajokasam yanmitram paramanandam purnam brahma sanatana. Oh my God, how fortunate are the Brajabasis that the supreme absolute truth, Param Brahma, supreme absolute truth, Param Brahma, Shri Krishna himself is playing like an ordinary child in the courtyard of Nanda Baba. How fortunate are the Brajabasis. He's completely mesmerized and amazed with this Aishwarya Gyan, knowledge of the opulence and the majesty of Krishna. So this little Krishna and this little Śrī Dām come. Hey Baba. It's okay, I have a mic. Hey Baba. You saw everything. You saw the whole wrestling match. Tell us who won. You're the judge. Whoever you say, then we will accept. He was completely shocked. Then one sat on this leg, the other one sat on this leg, and he began pulling his beard. Baba, tell us who won. And he was stunned. He couldn't speak anything. And after some time, they were like, are you crazy? Are you dumb? Can you not speak? Have you no tongue? He doesn't know anything anyway. And they left him and they went. But what happened? I forgot one important thing, because it's also Brahmanda. That's why I was saying it. So what happened? At that time, when Krishna was talking to this Durvasa looked in his mouth, and what did he see? The entire Brahmanda, not one, millions of universes. And then Durvasa entered inside. He saw himself in there for like the night of Brahma, millions of years. What is it? No. Yes, 8,640,000,000 years or something. He was in there for such a long time. And then after being in that situation, he came back out and he was still completely shocked. How is it possible that the Supreme Absolute himself is manifest in this small little form, and his friend is slamming him in the dust and defeating him completely, and he's trying to lie and cheat his way out of it. So this is Brahmanda Ghat, the place where the Brahmanda is manifested to Mother Yashoda and Durvasa Rishi. Also in this place. Yeah, show what's going on. There's a whole parikrama.
What else?
So also in this place, this is the place where Nanda Baba and so many would come and take their bath every morning in Jamuna. Just here, Nanda Baba would come every morning and take his bath. And also, it's so sweet. I'd rather you film her. Once upon a time, the little cowherd boys were laughing and joking and pointing at Krishna. They were laughing and pointing, and Krishna was laughing also with them. And after some time, Krishna started saying, "So, like, what are you laughing about?" First, he was laughing with them, thinking, "I'm part of this. We're laughing at something." And then he's like, "So, what are you laughing at?" And they said, "You cannot possibly be the real son of Nanda and Yashoda. You are so dark, Shyam Sundar, so dark. And your mother is not dark like you, and your father is so fair. You cannot possibly be their son. We think that perhaps because your parents were elderly, they couldn't have any children. Your real mother, she couldn't take care of you, so she left you in the hole of a tree." Look at it, we have props. She left you in the hole of a tree, And Nanda Baba found you weeping and crying there all alone, and he felt so sorry for you. So he brought you home to Yashoda as a gift. And then they accepted you. They adopted you because they felt sorry for you. We think that's the truth. And Krishna's like, no, that's not the truth. They're really my parents. And they're like, no, that's really what happened. And then Krishna looked at Dauji, Balaram, his older brother. Because Balaram is always looking after him as well. But he also has Vatsalyata, protective mood toward Krishna. And Krishna looked at Balaram. Is what they're saying true? And Balaram went like this. Then Krishna became really upset. He was like, what? First he was like, he was like nervous and laughing. And he ran from there. He ran home. Normally he would run home to his mother. Her arms would be open. He would run into her arms and she would drench him with her tears and her milk. This time, he didn't run into his mother's arms. He ran into his room. He began packing a piece of cloth with some of his clothes and his important toys. Put them on the end of a stick. Put them on an end of a stick. Put it over his shoulder. And Yashoda said, what are you doing? Where are you going? He said, the boys told me the truth today. They told me that you're not my real mother. She said, that's ridiculous. What nonsense. Of course I'm your real mother. He said, no, they told me the truth. And she said, but why did you believe them? He said, Daubaya, Balaram told me. And he never lies. He said, I'm going to find my real mother and my real father. I know that you only adopted me out of pity. You felt sorry for me. They told me the truth today. She said, no, I swear to Nārāyaṇa, I am your real mother. You came from my womb. We did the umbilical cutting ceremony. You are my son, you are my son. This is told in Garga Samhita. Mother Yashoda is swearing to Nārāyaṇa that Krishna came from her own womb. So this is also told in Śrīmad Bhagavatam on the authority of Hari Vamsa also. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has established this fact. Our Srila Prabhupada also puts it in his own purports. It's in the 10th canto before Brahma Vimohan Leela. And our Gurudev and all of our Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharyas, Rupa Goswami and all of them have established this point that Krishna of Vrindavan is different than Krishna of Mathura and Dwarka. So Krishna of Mathura and Dwarka are a manifestation of the original Krishna. So here, when Krishna went to see his mother, at that time, she was swearing to Nārāyaṇa, I swear I'm your mother. And then Krishna says too, he said, do you have any proof? And she said, because your father and I were very old and we couldn't have any children, so we prayed to Shalagram every day. Their Shalagram is Narasingha Shalagram. We prayed to Shalagram. And because you came as the mercy of Shalagram, then you came dark complexion. He said, do you have any other proof? She said, come with me. So Krishna went with Yashoda to the Goshala, where they keep the cows. And she said, you see that father, the bull? What color is he? Krishna said, white. You see the mother? What color is she? And Krishna says, white. And you see the baby? What color is he? Krishna said, black. So she said, you see, sometimes in nature it happens like this. So I swear you are my son. And then Krishna was satisfied. And then, of course, there was a beautiful reconciliation, a beautiful meeting. She embraced Krishna and Krishna embraced his mother. And so from this we have that proof. So this took place here also, and so many other beautiful pastimes. They have such simple and beautiful faith. Govinda Jai Jai Gopala Jai Jai. O Govinda Jai Jai Gopala Jai Jai. Govinda Jai Jai Gopala Jai Jai. Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jai Jai. ओ बोलो राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय राधे राधे राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय बोलो राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय। कहाँ से? राजस्थान। गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो बोलो गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो राधा रमण हरि गोविंद बोलो जय राधा रमण हरि गोविंद बोलो हे गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय हे राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय 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 राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय। Just like that. Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Bolo Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Bolo Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. The shoes are there. Krishna here. Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Sudevi, you have any? Krishna Hare Hare. You gave him? Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Achman. Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna.
There's some mud if you want to take some mud.
Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Bolo Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Ready?
Yes. Radhe Radhe. Radhe Radhe. Radhe Radhe.
Hare Ram
Radhe Radhe. Govinda bhaja
Radhe Radhe bhaj Sham Radhe Bolo Radhe Govinda bhaja Radhe
हो भजो राधे गोविंद भजो राधे
भज राधे गोविंद भज राधे
भजो राधे गोविंद भजो राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद बोलो राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद भजो राधे ओ ब्रज भूमि ही कानों से
ब्रजवासिया चलो
प्यारी लगे ब्रज मंडल मात बसाए रहो रसिकों की सुसंग में मस्त रहूं जड़ जाल से नात छुटाए रहो नित प्यार की बातें निहारा करूं छवि हाथ से हाथ लड़ाए रहो मेरे विनोद बिहारी यही है विनती
राधे
मेरे
राधे
नैनों से नैना मिलाए रहो मेरे नैनों से नैना मिलाए रहो
गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो
गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो
ओ गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो
गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो
राधा रमण हरि गोविंद बोलो
राधा रमन हरि
So now what? Now what and now where?
राधा रमण हरि गोविंद बोलो
राधा रमन हरि गोविंद बोलो
Now we're going to the house. Now we're going to the house of Nanda Maharaj.
Jeho!
palace,
The
actually.
palace of Nanda Baba.
Chorasi Kamba.
So we're gonna get in the car, guys. You know how it gets in the car. So just bear with us. It's not a long drive. We'll try to make it as quick as possible. You go. It's okay.
Skirt in. Take this bag.
Okay.
Walk in.
They love what you were singing.
Anuji?
No
Yes. Sonam is saying,
do
I
I
love
need-
this bhajan of Anup Krishna Prabhu.
I don't know the directions.
अच्छा
Not by car, only by
you
foot.
have to go right
Okay.
Okay, you're in the car with us. So can we sing anything for Gurudev?
Yeah.
On our way to go visit Nanda Baba? Look at it open.
पार करेंगे नहीं
It's for Gurudev.
Pakarenge. Sorry. Okay, Gurudev.
गुरुदेव कृपा करके मुझको अपना लेना गुरुदेव
कृपा करके मुझको अपना लेना
गुरुदेव कृपा करके मुझको अपना लेना
गुरुदेव कृपा करके मुझको अपना
Sorry.
लेना
गुरुदेव कृपा करके मुझको अपना लेना गुरुदेव कृपा
करके
This is gonna not be good. Ani, Anup. गुरुदेव कृपा करके मुझको अपना लेना गुरुदेव कृपा करके
मुझको अपना लेना
मैं शरण परा तेरी चरणों में जगा देना
मैं शरण पड़ा तेरी चरणों में जगा देना
गुरुदेव कृपा करके मुझको अपना लेना गुरुदेव
कृपा करके मुझको अपना लेना
करुणा निधि नाम तेरा करुणा बरसावो तू
करुणा निधि नाम तेरा
करुणा बरसावो तुम सोए हुए भाग्यों को हे नाथ जगाओ तुम मेरी नाव भावर डोले उससे पार लगा देना मेरे नाव भावर डोले
उसे पार लगा देना
गुरुदेव कृपा करके मुझको अपना लेना
गुरुदेव
Do you want to go to the occult place first?
मुझको अपना लेना
तुम सुख के सागर हो भक्ति के सहारे हो
तुम सुख के
It's Okalstan, na?
सागर हो।
Can we stop here first?
भक्ति के This is Chintaharanship.
No, Okal also. मेरे मन में समाये हो मुझे प्राणों से प्यारे हो
मेरे मन में समाये हो मुझे प्राणों से प्यारे हो
नित्यमाला जपू तेरी मेरे दोष भुला देना
नित्यमाला जपू तेरी मेरी दोष भुला
Sure, Okal's not here?
No.
गुरुदेव कृपा करके मुझको अपना लेना
गुरुदेव कृपा करके मुझको अपना लेना
मैं संतों का सेवक हूँ गुरु चरणों का दास हूँ
मैं संत का सेवक हूँ गुरु चरणों का दास हूँ
नहीं नाथ बुलान मुझे इस जग में अकेला हूँ
नहीं नाथ बुलाना मुझे इस जग में अकेला हूँ
तेरे द्वार का भिखारी हूँ नहीं दिल से भुला देना
तेरे द्वार का भिखारी हूँ नहीं दिल से भुला
Which way, this way?
देना।
गुरुदेव कृपा करके मुझको अपना लेना गुरुदेव कृपा
करके
Should I put Google Maps on?
मुझको अपना लेना
गुरुदेव कृपा करके What a beautiful place to be lost. मुझको अपना लेना देव कृपा करके मुझको अपना
लेना
गुरुदेव तुम्हारी जय जय हो
गुरुदेव तुम्हारी जय जय हो
ओ गुरुदेव तुम्हारी जय जय हो
गुरुदेव तुम्हारी जय जय हो
ओ गुरुदेव तुम्हारी जय जय हो
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 ओ गुरुदेव तुम्हारी जय जय हो
गुरुदेव तुम्हारी जय जय हो
ओ गुरुदेव तुम्हारी जय जय हो
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 ओ जय जय हो तुम्हारी जय जय हो
गोकुल
जय जय हो तुम्हारी जय जय हो
कौन सी तरफ
He doesn't know.
He said it's behind.
Behind?
Left it behind.
What?
हाँ
नीचे जाइए
नीचे हाँ हाँ
उससे पीछे और
Google Maps.
उससे ब्रह्मांड मंदिर मिलेगा
अच्छा ब्रह्मांड के पास है वो ओखल बंधन पे ओखल बंधन पे जानो है ओखल पे
हाँ
Yeah.
रहती तो बहुत पीछे है वो तो
अच्छा नहीं
जय जय हो
इधर क्या है?
तुम्हारी जय जय हो
दाऊ महाराज
We have a car coming behind us, so we have to.
थैंक यू
राधे राधे
I should go in there,
No,
but
we can park. We can turn from here. Maybe here. Yes.
no, this guy is coming here.
Okay, now what?
We have to back into this. Are you sure he's telling us the right way?
Yes.
All right, wait a second. Where are we? Where's Brahmanda Ghat? Search from here, Brahmanda Ghat. There it is. Okay, where are we? Oh, we're way out. Yashoda Koop. Can we go back? Let me know. Is it safe?
ठीक है.
Chaliye, chaliye.
अपने साइड से देखो. यहाँ से तो मैं देख ही रहा हूँ. उस तरफ से.
आगे आगे गैया.
ठीक है. हो गया.
पीछे पीछे.
गॉड.
Chotoso.
बीच में मेरा मदन
They
गोपाल.
trust the kids, by the way, just so you know.
Yeah,
They're like, we trust those kids.
doesn't work.
Oh
Okay.
no, we're stuck. Oh! Yay! We made it out.
आगे आगे गैया, पीछे पीछे ग्वाल.
आगे आगे गैया, पीछे पीछे गॉड.
छोटो सो मेरो मदन गोपाल.
छोटो सो मेरो मदन गोपाल.
ओ छोटो सो मेरो मदन गोपाल.
छोटो सो मेरो मदन गोपाल.
छोटी छोटी गैया,
छोटे छोटे ग्वाल.
छोटे छोटे गैया, छोटे छोटे ग्वाल.
छोटो सो मेरो मदन गोपाल. हरी
छोटो सो मेरो मदन गोपाल.
घास खाए गैया, दूध पिए ग्वाल.
घास खाने गैया, दूध पिएगा.
माखन चुरावे मेरो मदन गोपाल.
माखन चुरावे मेरे मदन गोपाल.
छोटी छोटी गैया, छोटे छोटे ग्वाल.
छोटे छोटे गैया, छोटे छोटे ग्वाल.
छोटो सो प्यारा सो, छोटो सो मेरो मदन गोपाल. हाँ,
छोटो सो मेरो मदन गोपाल.
गोपाल मुरलिया वाले.
गोपाल मुरलिया बाल.
ओ नंदलाल मुरलिया वाले.
नंदलाल मुरलिया बाले.
ओ मेरो राधा जीवन नीलमणि. गोपाल मुरलिया वाले. मेरो
राधा जीवन नीलमणि, गोपाल मुरलिया वाले.
ओ मेरो राधा जीवन नीलमणि. गोपाल मुरलिया वाले.
राधा जीवन नीलमणि, गोपाल मुरलिया वाले.
हे गोपाल.
Ask him.
हे गोपाल. हे गोपाल. प्रभु जी गोकुल. गोकुल.
गोकुल जाओगे पहले और दर्शन करोगे.
और कौन सा?
ये घोड़े
84 खंबा, 84 खंबा.
हो गया.
है गो. ब्रह्मांड घाट भी है गो.
अच्छा ब्रह्मांड घाट पे हो तो फिर गोकुल जाओगे तो इधर से कहाँ से आई हो? बलदाऊ से.
उल्टा पहुंच गए हम यहीं से.
84 खंबा.
आपको वहाँ गया फिर वहाँ ये सूद रास्ता है ना, यूँ है बलदाऊ हो जाता ये यूँ आ जाता. और सूदा यहाँ इसे रोड है ये.
हाँ.
सीधा रोड बिल्कुल पूछने की जरूरत नहीं है आपको.
अच्छा.
पर पड़ेगा 84 खम्मा तो रबर रहती गोकुल.
नहीं हमें मुड़ना है कहीं भी.
ये मोड़ यही रोड है, इससे बाईपास आ जाएगा आगे जरिया.
अच्छा.
यही
पर
तो
हमें
चलेगा.
ब्रह्मांड घाट जाना है
हाँ
पहले.
ब्रह्मांड घाट रहेगा तो जाओगे चिंतालन ब्रह्मांड घाट.
वहाँ से मुड़ना ना है कहीं. सीधा
ना,
सीधा.
ना,
ठीक
सीधा
है.
बिल्कुल
स्ट्रेट
सीधा जाओ.
टूवर्ड ब्रह्मांड घाट.
बिल्कुल सीधा जाना, कोई पूछने की जरूरत नहीं है. उनका रोड ले आया.
ठीक है प्रभु.
ठीक है, राधे राधे.
You don't need to ask anyone. Follow the route.
They become little angry.
Yeah, he smacked his hands. He's like, what are you doing? You don't know your way around Braj, you Westerner.
Hey Gopal. Hey Gopal.
Are you sure that pink place wasn't the Okal?
Huh?
Okal was at the pink place, no? This is the road?
No, straight.
But there was no other road.
हाँ.
The thing is that they've changed things a lot here. See, that's our good excuse. It didn't all look like this with all the walls and everything before, but they've changed the roads and the walls.
All right, well, we're getting somewhere.
Yes.
Do you have money?
Funny.
Pani. There's lassi there. Brahmandagat.
Yeah, what is that place right there? That looks like some place important.
I wonder if this.
Chitaran.
Why is there a stop sign on a straight road with no bend?
Chitaran ship.
There's a stop sign. There's a stop sign.
Oh, did I just go through the stop sign? Chintaharan. Whatever you desire will be manifested.
We desire to find Nanda Baba's palace.
It looks like everyone's got to go to. You sure the Okal's not here?
No.
Maybe we should have done some.
They built a palace here.
Ask this guy right here.
You sure the Okal's not
Look
here?
at, ask
Yes,
him.
Prabhuji.
Ask him. Ask him.
Baba, Okal.
Ananda Bhavan.
Sab Sida. Straight.
Look at that. We're actually lost in Gokul Mahaban.
Gokul mein aayo Nand Lala.
Gopiyon se par gayo ab pala jiyo. Nope, we don't.
We don't?
Nope, we need emergency fuel donations.
Oh, look, there's Jamuna. Do you see Jamuna? Kind of.
See, we can say I lost my heart, my body, my mind, my soul, my car in Vrindavan. This lady will know. I think she's Pal Bikreni.
She's the fruit seller. Let's
Yes?
stop and ask her.
Yes? Ask her if she's a fruit seller.
Ask
Radhe
her.
Radhe Amma.
Shyam
Gokul jano hai. Sida. Straight. Okay.
The Baba, I missed him. The Baba in the field was showing us.
Third.
fruit.
Good.
When it gets really hot on the road, their brain becomes a little bit. Oh, I have a mic on me. Hare Krishna. Gokul mein aayo Nandalala.
Gokul mein aayo Nand Lala.
Hey, Gokul mein aayo Nandalala.
Gokul mein aayo Nand Lala.
Gopiyon se par gayo abo pala.
Gopiyon se pad gayo ab pala.
Jiyo Shyamalala, Jiyo Shyamalala. Tili tere pagari rang kala. Jiyo.
Lala, Jiyo Shyam Lala. Pili teri pagadi rang kala.
Jiyo Shyamalala, Jiyo Shyamalala. Tili tere pagari rang kala. It's this way.
Straight. Pili
No.
teri pagadi rang kala. Yes, Prabhuji, straight.
No, it's right.
We came from right side.
No, we came from. Did we?
Yeah, we came
Oh.
from here. I will ask to fruit seller.
You're right in the mic with everything, Kishori.
Sorry.
Be aware.
Prabhuji, Gokul ko liye seedho. Straight.
I thought it was the other way.
We came from here.
Yes, we did. We came straight in. Mataro kanha uwa uwa.
Matro kana uwa uwa.
Mataro kanha uwa uwa.
Matro kana uwa uwa.
Gopiyon se par gayo abo pala. No.
This is called, I think, Raman Reti is something nearby.
Pleasure Sands. Raman Reti. There's also Raman Reti in Vrindavan proper. Nanda uva Jiyo Shyamalala, Jiyo Shyamalala. Tili teri pagari rang kala. Jiyo. There it is. I see it straight ahead. Charmar charmar kare parna.
Charmar charmar kare palna.
Charmar charmar kare palna.
Charmar charmar kare palna.
Something Nanda uva.
O Yashomati ghar aanand hua.
Yashamati ghar aanand hua.
Jiyo Shyam Lala, Jiyo
Shyamalala, tili teri pagari rang kala. Jiyo Shyamalala, Jiyo Shyamalala, tili teri pagari.
rang kala. हाथी घोड़ा पालकी
कन्हैया लाल की
ओ हाथी घोड़ा पालकी
जय कन्हैया लाल की
ओ नंद के आनंद भयो
जय कन्हैया लाल की
ओ नंद के आनंद भयो
जय कन्हैया लाल की
घोड़ा दिए और दिए ओखल बंधन
Okal Bandan. Okay, we'll stop here first. Maybe parking where? Here? Yes, inside. Take minute. Don't want to be in the road. TK. Windows up.
Can you give me your mic so I don't...
Here. Oh. There you go.
Are you bringing your bag? Your bag?
I should.
It's in the back. Sorry everyone, just trying to get out the car.
You said that in a very authentic British way.
Oh, can anyone guess what this is?
Chalo. Chalo.
Okay.
It's open now, we're lucky. Radhe Radhe.
Leave your shoes.
Chappal here?
Kishori. Radhe Radhe.
Special place, simple place, small place.
Look at all these beautiful cows. Look at them. Oh, they're so beautiful.
I asked you buttermilk.
Oh, Chach. Radhe Radhe. Look at her.
हाँ भैया
It's a,
लो भैया तुम्हें दंडवत कर
I want
It says Dan Patra. No, Śrī Jamuna Ji Seva. So it's Śrī Jamuna
This
Ji.
is Jamuna. Jamuna Ji.
This is Yamuna Devi.
Uh-huh.
60,000 weight.
60,000 years.
Yes, weight.
Wait.
फर्स्ट टच कृष्ण को और कृष्ण ने रूप भी कृष्ण ने यमुना को दे दिया ऑल भक्ति शक्ति यमुना को गिवी
Yes.
ये भक्ति की बाधाएं मुक्त करते हैं शनि परेशान नहीं करते यमदूत नहीं आते हैं मॉर्निंग में मेडिसिन जैसे लेना है यमुना कृष्ण बोलना है क्या बोलना है
Okay, either Sonam or Rudra is going to have to translate
दिस
this.
यमुना कृष्णा
You translate.
यमुना जी ने 60
He says she's very, very powerful.
Yamuna meditated for 60,000 years.
फर्स्ट टच किया कृष्ण को
Auntie?
फर्स्ट चरण छुए थे कृष्ण को रात के 12 बजे
At midnight, she touched the lotus feet of Lord Krishna.
राधा रुक्मिणी पीछे रह गई
Radha and Rukmini were behind. They got
पहले फर्स्ट
behind.
टच यमुना देवी
This is called Rasabas.
सेम यमुना कृष्ण जैसी हो गई ये भक्ति गिविंग ये बाधाओं को मुक्त करते हैं भक्ति की
He says
I
she
think don't
removes
translate because I
obstacles
think it's a little
Confusing.
confusing.
Right.
और उनके दो ब्रदर हैं इनके यम और शनि नो डिस्टर्ब वो आपको
If you
डिस्टर्ब नहीं
worship
करेंगे
Yamuna, then Yamaraj and Shani Dev will not disturb
Because
you.
Yamaraj is the brother
And
of
Shani
Jamuna
also.
Devi.
That's what he's saying. She has two brothers,
तो ये
Shani and
भक्ति की
Yam.
बाधाएं मुक्त कर देती हैं
And if you worship her, then you get bhakti and mukti.
और इधर नंद महाराज इधर सन यज्ञ 60 साल की आयु में यहाँ सन यज्ञ हुआ तो नंद लाला का जन्म गोकुल में हुआ और दिखाया गया मथुरा में मथुरा तो 4 एंड विष्णु अवतार गोकुल कृष्ण भक्ति गिरी
Can I give you some?
मथुरा कृष्ण मणि गिरी जगन्नाथ कृष्ण प्रसादम गिरी द्वारका कृष्ण राज्य गिरी गोकुल कृष्ण लव कृष्ण
Love Krishna.
Love Krishna. Jai Ho.
Everyone understood that.
Yes. we
Love Krishna.
आओ
Krishna is love. Love is Krishna. We love
Gonna
Krishna.
show us the...
नंद महाराज सन यज्ञ
Nice.
Wow. I don't know how
And the
this
curd-
lasted for 5,000 years, guys.
नंद महाराज तपस्या
Means he was doing tapasya
He
in
was
this
doing
place,
tapasya in this place.
in this
तपस्या
area.
करने से कृष्ण का जन्म हुआ
Uh-huh. Wow. Look at how
और
sweet.
यहाँ योर राधा दामोदर
Radha Damodara.
कार्तिक मंथ ऑफ लैब सेवा दामोदराष्टकम
हाँ.
दिस इज दामोदर प्लेस
Okay, this is Radha Damodara. Oh, look.
They've changed. Wow. See, they're like 5,000 years old. You can tell. Radha
Sorry,
Damodar.
guys, I didn't feel that he was speaking from
Authentic Shastras.
maybe some Purana or something, but not from our acharyas. So but he's very nice and very excited to show us all this beautiful places. So.
Srila Gurudev said that what our Goswamis have given, we can trust 100%. Otherwise, there might be so many things that are mixed in the different Puranas. So when you hear that... Big shalagram too. I think we have to go down there. This is a very special place. Wow, look at the shilas here. Look, Vrindavan forest. How green and beautiful.
This is one of the beautiful things about being in rural Vrindavan. You see the forests and it's so beautiful.
And
there.
last night there was a beautiful storm with lots of rain. Yahan storm tha. Kal ki raat. Barish tha.
नहीं
oh. वृंदावन में बहुत बड़ा
इधर तो फिनिश है, आनंद है, इधर कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं. स्पेशल प्लेस कृष्णा का गोकुल, स्पेशल प्लेस.
Yes.
These two trees height 3 kilometers.
3 kilometers high. Wow.
Yamala Arjuna, 2 trees, 3 height 3 kilometers.
3 kilometers high.
10,000 year wait. कृष्ण के लिए
10,000 years.
वेट किया गया, 10,000 वर्ष किया. तब कृष्णा को
लंबी समय है ना?
हाँ. और क्या लंबे समय तक ही तो उद्धार होता है पापियों का.
But only 10,000, not 60,000. 60,000. How do you say 60? 60.
यमुना जी ने 60,000 वर्ष वेट किया. तो इसलिए राधा रुक्मिणी पीछे रह गए.
Okay, whoever can guess what this place is, you will get the whole thali.
Braj Mandal 4 धाम starting Neville, center point, starting point.
Center point starting.
Jai ho!
Radhe Radhe.
This is Neville.
कृष्ण कन्हैया लाल की जय.
धाम ने इस पूरा दीप्त धाम ने
तदीय दोरायात विश्वस्य धाम ने.
ये विश्व का सेंटर पॉइंट.
तदीय प्रियाय नमो अनंत लीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम.
देखो यहाँ से गोकुल स्टार्टिंग हुआ ब्रज मंडल.
Does anyone know what this is?
और फिर यहाँ ऐसा हाउस किया गया 7 किलोमीटर बड़ा हाउस.
Big house.
नंद महाराज 7 किलोमीटर हाउस, 9 लाख काउ.
हाँ, yes. He needed a place to store all of them.
और जब ये
Nanda Maharaj had 900,000 cows, so his house included his Goshala, which was 7 kilometers in circumference, or, with the, what do you call it, the radius? No, all the way around, circumference. 7 kilometers.
और ब्रह्मा इंद्र शंकर को इधर सरेंडर, इधर नाक रगड़नी पड़ी इधर.
All Brahmas, Indras, and Shankar, they surrendered and offered their heads at this place.
Surrender.
हाँ.
तब कृष्ण भक्ति.
For Krishna Bhakti.
यहाँ सबको नोज रगड़ना है.
They all put their nose on those little lotus footprints. And they put the water on their eyes and prayed to the Lord. Namam Ishwaram Satchidananda Rupam. And they placed their head on the... ये क्या है? This is a piece of the original column from the 84 columns palace of Nanda Maharaj, Shorasikamba. And this is the okhal. You know what an okhal is? It's the grinding mortar. See what Krishna is carrying behind him? There?
Let him...
ये 2 trees cross down. Sound और विश्व.
A trees का नाम?
नलकुबेर मणिग्रीव.
और ट्री का नाम?
यमला अर्जुन.
हाँ, यमला. And ये देवों का नाम?
And Arjuna.
Which one is Yamal? Which one Arjun? Arjun, this one. This one Yamal. ठीक है, because they look the same.
और जब ये गिरे तो ये विश्व में साउंड हुआ आवाज.
Yes, the whole universe made a sound.
विश्व में सबको मालूम हुई देवताओं को.
कितना लंबा?
3 किलोमीटर.
3 kilometers high. These trees were there for thousands of years, waiting for Krishna to come and perform his pastimes here.
इसके अंदर बाल है बेटे को कृतचांद शब्द हो. ये गिरने से विश्व में
We have to
आवाज
make sure to
हुआ.
hold this too, otherwise they
तब
can
यहाँ
pull
से
the phone.
वृंदावन, गोवर्धन, द्वारिका, जगन्नाथ, बद्रीधाम.
All dhams are here.
This center point.
Center point of all dhams.
All bird center point.
ठीक है.
This is Neville.
Look, Sudevi, look at Krishna in there, rubbing his eyes. He's all sad that he's getting tied up by Mother Yashoda.
और देखो यहाँ कृष्ण भक्ति के लिए हिंदी बोलेंगे तो जल्दी कृष्ण भक्ति में एडमिशन मिलेगा.
Hindi? What about प्यार का?
ऐसा हाथ करो.
प्रेम?
बोलो मैं बोलता हूँ.
प्रेम भाषा?
हाँ. The feet of Krishna.
देखो ऐसा हाथ करो सब लोग. सरेंडर होना है यहाँ. मुख से बोलो हम तुम्हारे हैं,
हम
तुम्हारे हैं,
तुम हमारे हो,
तुम हमारे हो,
इसीलिए हम आए हैं,
इसलिए हमारे हैं,
इसीलिए हम आए हैं।
इसलिए हम आए हैं।
हे कृष्ण दामोदर,
हे कृष्ण राधा दामोदर,
जगत बंधन से,
जगत बंधन से,
यम बंधन से,
यम बंधन से
मुक्त करना,
मुक्त करना।
दोबारा भी,
इंद्र महेश,
सुनो, दोबारा भी आने का अवसर खास तरीके से देना।
I can only say what I
स्पेशल
understand.
आने का टाइम।
Janardhan says,
Special
what?
say.
The center of all the dams sounds like cowherd-boy propaganda.
अभी इधर गोल्डन टेम्पल कर दे तो यहाँ सबको टाइम मिलेगा, सभी स्पेशल आएंगे इधर।
He
I'm
is
just gonna-
very, very excited.
हाँ,
Okay, I'm gonna offer pranam here.
हम तो हमेशा आती गुरुदेव
मिसगाइड करने वाले तो उल्टा घुमा के लेके आते हैं, मिसगाइड करने वाले।
हमें हमारे गुरुदेव ने
वो दलाल है, वो कमीशन वाले हैं।
हमारे गुरुदेव भक्तिवेदांता नारायण गोस्वामी महाराज मालूम? हाँ,
ने बताया हमें।
गौड़िया संप्रदाय के तो लोग यहाँ आते ही हैं ज्यादातर, सभी नहीं आते इधर।
Sudevi, you wanna come?
सब लोग 4 टाइम राउंड।
4-time round. We're going to do parikrama.
फर्स्ट टाइम मुख में पानी डालना ही और आंखों में, और यहाँ सरेंडर होना। ई गो प्राइस कृष्णम बंदे
जगत
गोकुल कृष्ण,
गुरुम।
गोकुल कृष्ण, मथुरा कृष्ण नहीं।
हाँ, गोकुल कृष्ण मथुरा कृष्ण भेद है।
हाँ, मथुरा कृष्ण मनी गिविंग,
This is for all of you.
Mercy for all of you.
जय।
और गोकुल कृष्ण भक्ति गिविंग। मथुरा तो विष्णु ऐश्वर्य 4 हैंड, गोकुल 2 हैंड,
Yes,
लाला कृष्ण।
only in Vrindavan.
वृंदावन में थोड़ी में
वृंदावन माने
माँ तो वहाँ तो
महावन
वास
गोकुल।
गोकुल
अरे सब ये जो प्रचार कर रहे हैं उल्टा उल्टा, सब लोग वृंदावन वृंदावन बोल रहे हैं।
हाँ, गोकुल में हुए कृष्ण कब है प्रभु।
हाँ,
ब्रज मंडल में है ना?
नहीं जान रहे, गोकुल को नहीं जान रहे।
ब्रज मंडल में है ना? ब्रज मंडल है में।
मेन ब्रज गोकुल,
हाँ, ब्रज गोकुल।
मेन गोकुल ब्रज।
Hmm.
और तो सब लीला का धाम है, लीला करने से धाम हुआ इधर, और ये निज धाम।
हाँ जी।
So this is Vatsalya Prem. Their conviction is that Gokul is the center point, and then for Gaudiya Vaishnavas,
We say Seva Kunja.
Jai. Let's
और
see.
इधर
Did you all get
इधर
right
लोटस
there?
फीट, दिस लोटस फीट, दिस nose touch,
Yes. Oh, I did.
surrender।
And then in Gaudiya Vaishnava, our conviction is that Radha Kund is center point.
I mean,
But here,
wonderful.
definitely, this place is center point.
I'm putting my nose
Yes.
at Krishna's feet for
Hold on.
all of you. Okay?
Where is that? Okay, let's go. Let's see.
Yes.
Nose.
It means Nama. My ego is out. Getting rid of everything, surrendering.
Namaha.
everything to Krishna. Nose first.
Nose first. And this is on behalf of all of you. Okay. Namami Sharam Sachidananda Rupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam Yashodabhiyalukha Ladhavamanam Paramrishtamathyam Tato Drutya Gopya Rudantam Muhurnitram Yugmam Rijantam Karambhuja Yugmeno Shatam Kanitam Muhushashakam Patrirekam Kakantam Stitagray Mandamodaram Bhaktivedānta Iti Drikshwalila.
Oh, Jiva Pavana Prabhu forgot that we were starting early. He's just coming now.
Oh no. Ananda kunde svaghoshami jantam yapayantam tadiyeshita yeshu bhaktarjitatam puna prematastam shatavritti vande namami sharam Sachidanandarupam lasat kundalam gokule brajamanam varam deva moksham namokshavadin ma nachanyam vrineham vareshadapiha idam teva purnatho gopalabalam सदा मे मनस्याविराष्टं किमन्ये इदं ते मुखं भोजं
अव्यक्तलीलैर्वृतं कुण्ठलैस्निग्धराक्तैश्च गोप्या मुहुश्चुम्बितं बिम्बरक्ताधरं मे मनस्याविरास्तं मलं लक्षलाभै नमो देवदामोदरानन्तविष्णो प्रसीद प्रभो दुःखजालब्धिमग्नम् कृपादृष्टिवृष्ट्याति दीनं मतानु गृहाणे क्षमामज्ञं मेध्यक्षिदृश्य भुवेरात्मजो बद्धः मूर्त्यैव याद्वा त्वय्यामोचितो भक्तिभाजो कृतो च तथा प्रेम भक्तिं सकामे प्रयाच न मोक्षे ग्रहो मे श्रीदामोदरेह नमस्ते स्तुदाम्ने स्फुरदीप्तिधामे त्वदीयदरायातो विश्वस्य धाम्ने नमो राधिकायै त्वदीयप्रियायै नमो नन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यं नमो राधिकायै त्वदीयप्रियायै नमो राधिकायै नमो नन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यं नमो नन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यं राधा दामोदर 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 दामोदर राधा दामोदर राधा दामोदर राधा दामोदर दामोदर राधा दामोदर श्री राधा दामोदर जी की जय श्री यशोदा दामोदर जी की जय. So this place we have come. We have heard some very amazing, fantastic Harikatha already, and we translated as much as we could understand, and what we also couldn't understand, then we did not translate because we couldn't understand it. So this place, by the grace of Srila Gurudev, by the grace of the Vaishnavas, we have come to this most excellent of places, the place of the charm and superiority of Vatsalya Prem, where Mother Yashoda was able to bind Krishna with her ropes of love and affection. Namam Ishwaram Sachidananda Rupam, the Supreme Absolute Lord Himself, whose form is composed of eternity, bliss, knowledge, happiness. Sachidananda Rupam. He's running from his mother. His earrings are swinging this way and that way. And he's trying to escape from her grasp. But by her love and affection, she's able to run faster than him, to catch him, and not only to catch him, but to bind him. Yashoda bhiyo luka ladhavamanam parambrishtam atyantato drutya gopya. Did you want to tell this?
What?
The Damodar Lila? Okay. 1 second. It's very warm out. Hare Krishna. So all of this time, we've been focusing on Śrī Dāmodarāṣṭakam since Kartik, actually, and we've been reading mostly every day, except for when the holy days come in between. So, one morning, it was the day of Diwali. You know Diwali? It's the day when they all offer lamps. So on that day, Mother Yashoda, she decided to make her own butter for Krishna, because there was a problem. You see, Krishna was going to every other house and stealing butter, but he would never steal butter from his own home. He was going to every other gopi's house, but he wouldn't steal from his own home. And Yashoda was thinking, why is he taking from every other house? Perhaps he doesn't like my butter. This is her own humility. She's thinking maybe that he likes their butter better. So I will do it myself. Maybe he doesn't like how the servants are making it. Maybe it's not made with the best milk. Maybe needs something special. Maybe it needs his mother's love. So that day she pardoned all of the others. You can go and be with your family and you can do your Diwali. I'm going to make it myself. So the night before, the evening before, she milked the cows herself. Do you know the names of the cows she milked? One's name was Padma Gandha. The milk was like lotus flowers. And another one too, their milk was so fragrant and so sweet. So she milked them herself. And then she boiled that milk herself with so much love and affection. And she made the yogurt herself, by herself, in a special pot, Srila Bhakti Kamal Govinda Mahārāja said, which was an heirloom pot handed down for 5 generations from mother-in-law to daughter-in-law, with the intention of making the best quality, sweetest, softest, fluffiest butter for Krishna's happiness, for his pleasure. So we've heard the pastime of this Damodar, but we're going to tell it in somewhat brief because it can be quite extensive. So Mother Yashoda, she was in the morning churning that yogurt. And of course, when she's churning the yogurt, she's only thinking of Krishna. What they do is in the morning when it's still cool out, they would churn the yogurt. And as they were churning the yogurt, it would separate and the butter would come to the top and the chach, or what was remaining, would go to the bottom. And as the gopis were churning, as Mother Yashoda was churning, what is she thinking? What is she singing? Govinda Damodara Madhaveti, Govinda Damodara Madhaveti, Govinda Damodara Madhaveti, Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. And as she's churning her bracelets, what are they called? Bracelets, yeah. Bangles. I was thinking bangles. Her bangles were making that sweet ching-ching sound like kartals. And the sound of the yogurt being churned inside the pot was making this glum glum, glum glum. Srila Gurudev and our acharyas have explained that the sound that was coming from there was dik-dang, like a mridanga. And it means that if I am not engaging my time, my energy, my service, and my everything in bhakti, for the service, for the pleasure, for the happiness of Krishna, then fie on me, that what is the purpose of my life? So she's engaging everything, all of her senses, her mind, and everything for the service, for the pleasure, for the benefit of Krishna, as she's churning this yogurt. So, after some time, and she was tending to Krishna personally. She was giving him her own milk, but she heard something happen. She heard the milk that she had on the stove boiling over. Ah. Excuse me. Can you tell, please?
I don't understand.
Oops, sorry. Hold on, this thing. 1 second. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe, Radhe. So, Kishori wants me to tell this. I don't know why. He's been telling it for almost a year now. Maybe he just wants to give me an opportunity to make sure that I've been listening every night. So as she was churning, all of a sudden one little hand reached up and stopped her from churning the milk, and she saw that Krishna was there. Immediately she took Krishna on her lap and began to feed him with her breast milk. Krishna was so happy looking up at his mother, and she was melting in love and affection and sweet prema for him. But at that time, she heard something. She heard that the milk was about to boil over. Our acharyas are saying that the milk was actually freaking out. It was crying out, oh my God, her prema is endless. It's an endless ocean and it can never stop because her love is ever expanding for Krishna. So her milk can never end. What seva will we have? If Krishna is only drinking his mother's milk, then we have nothing. We have nothing to give. Then we should give up our life, commit suicide, and die in the fire. So the milk began to kill itself. No reason to live. We can't serve Krishna, no reason to live. It began to boil over. At that time, Mother Yashoda thought, what will happen? Krishna, he needs that milk. This milk for a short time, yes, but with that, I can make paneer, I can make rabri, I can make rasmalai, I can make ghee, I can make puris with that ghee, I can make all kinds of preparations to serve my Lala. If that milk goes away, then what will happen? So immediately she put Krishna down. Later, we'll hear a little bit about how strong Krishna is. Even as a baby, he's so strong. But Mother Yashoda's prema is stronger than Krishna. It means that if she wants to put him down, she can put him down. Krishna is the heaviest of the heavy. If Krishna doesn't want to move, we know that he's Jagannath. He's immovable, Juggernaut. But yet, if Mother Yashoda wants to pick him up, she can pick him up at any moment because her prema has completely subjugated Krishna. So she put Krishna down. He was trying to hold on. Gurudev said he was holding on with both of his legs and his hands and his mouth, but yet she put him down. She ran to the milk. The milk is signifying like the devotee. The devotee is weeping and weeping. I have no real qualification, but someone like Yashoda, someone who has prema for Krishna, they look at any kind of substance. They look at anything that is usable for the service of Krishna. And she saw, oh, there is so much seva to be done. So she ran and she saved the milk. But Krishna was thinking, I just woke up and I was hungry and I was so happy in the lap of my mother, but she left me. So Krishna thought, I'll teach her a lesson. She shouldn't do like this. So Krishna, seeing that pot, Yashoda Devi's favorite pot that was handed down to her from her mother-in-law from many generations, Krishna, he took a pestle?
Pestle.
Is that what it's called, a pestle?
Yeah, it's used for grinding spices.
A pestle, and he hit the bottom of it just out of anger. And he saw something wonderful. Immediately, he saw all kinds of yogurt and butter squirting out, and he was so happy and clapping and dancing. He thought, what a beautiful thing is this? Krishna was really enjoying himself.
From the pressure above pushing down, it was squirting out, right?
Everywhere. And Krishna was really excited, but then he realized something. If Maya catches me, I'm going to be in big, big trouble. So he thought, I better get out of here. He ran out of that place, and his little footprints were being left behind him. As he was running, trying to escape, thinking, I better get away from Maya, he saw in a storeroom all kinds of beautiful, soft, fresh, fluffy butter. Going in there, he forgot everything. He forgot the mess he made. He forgot his anger. He forgot everything. He just thought, I want that. And immediately he began taking and trying to eat the yogurt, the butter. And he was distributing it to the monkeys. Mother Yashoda had saved the milk, put it aside, and went back to be with Krishna, to serve him, to hold him, to feed him. But what did she find? A huge mess. And her favorite pot, that pot that made the sweetest, most excellent butter, was broken. And she saw very tiny little footprints leading away from that big mess.
Footprints of butter yogurt.
All with butter, yogurt, and his beautiful soft footprints everywhere. She followed them and followed them into her storeroom. She saw, today, even he is stealing from his own home. I have heard that he is stealing from all of my Sakhis in Braj, but today he's from his own home doing like this. What will happen? If I don't punish him, then he'll grow up to be a dacoit, like a highway robber. And who will love him? Who will marry him? Who will want him in their family? So I will have to teach him a lesson. So she took a stick And she started to sneak in behind Krishna. Krishna was having a blast. He knew that Mother Yashoda might come after him. And Bhakti Koma Govinda Maharaj said he smeared his arms with butter, because actually he said previously thieves used to do this. If they would go into someone's house to steal, they would smear everything with butter, and if anyone tried to grab them, they could easily slip out. We tried this. It works. If you want to be a thief, just so you know. It works. So, not that we were thieving, we were just trying to see if that worked. And so Krishna is all buttered up, ready to go just in case, having fun, playing with the butter, playing with the monkeys, but then he saw something. All the monkeys became afraid, and they started running away. At that moment, he realized the hairs of his back stood on end. He looked behind, and Yashoda was about to grab him. Krishna ran very quickly. She had a stick, and she started running after him. So Krishna started running in a zigzag way. He ran out of the palace. He thought, Maya will never run in public. Back then, nowadays everyone jogs and they're in little tights and doing things, but back then a lady would never run in public. They also wouldn't laugh loudly in public. They were more, lajja. They had some shame, some shyness. That was their beauty, Gurudev said, their chastity. But because it was Diwali, and because everyone was preparing and everybody was out doing other things, also there was a festival out. So Mother Yashoda knew that everyone is gone, only I'm here. So she had no reservation chasing Krishna. Krishna didn't know this. So he's running in a zigzag way outside of the courtyard thinking, now I've won, she won't catch me. But he saw to his astonishment, Maya is still coming, and she's chasing me with a stick. All of a sudden, fear entered Krishna's heart, and he began trying to run and run. But what caught him? Prem. The love of Mother Yashoda easily caught Krishna, and she raised the stick to him. Krishna began to weep. Gurudev said Ganga and Jamuna were pouring down his face. His tears were smearing with his kajal, and he was rubbing his eyes. He looked so beautiful. He was shaking due to fear, and he was crying, Maya, no, no, don't beat me, don't beat me. Oh, you naughty one, look at what you have done. Not only have you stolen from your own house, you've stolen from all of Braj. Today I will teach you a lesson. But she saw he was so afraid. He was really, really crying, like this. His chest was shaking. So she had some compassion. Our acharyas say, show the stick, but don't use it. So she put the stick down, but she thought, still, I'm going to have to teach him a lesson. So Kishori Mohan Prabhu is going to continue and tell you what happened next. And then we'll go back over there because Jiva Bhavana Prabhu and Isha Thakurani came a little late.
Oh no.
So we'll show again.
So his eyes were fearful and his breathing was quick. He was panting, not just panting from running, but due to fear. In all of our scriptures it is said that that person whom fear itself is afraid of, whom just by the movement of his eyebrows the sun and moon rotate in their positions in the proper time. Not India time. The proper... So just by that, even death itself is afraid of him, and yet he's afraid of the small stick of his mother as she's chasing him. He was very shocked that she chased him out into the street because ladies would never do such a thing. But anyhow, she caught him. And when he saw that stick, he was so afraid and she felt really bad. So she put the stick down. She said, anyhow, I must punish you. I must teach you a lesson. If I don't, you're going to become very, very naughty. Very unloved, unwanted kind of person. And it is my duty as a mother to discipline my son. So she decided, how will I discipline my son? I have to teach him a lesson. I can't just make a statement. I have to actually follow through with it. You know, if you just make empty threats, they learn very quickly. So she decided, I'm going to follow through. So what was she going to do? she decided to bind Krishna to his accomplice. What was his accomplice? The grinding mortar. He had overturned that grinding mortar. It's for grinding spices and making flour and other things like that. They just pound inside with a pole or a stick, and it makes anything very fine and powdered. So he had overturned that, and he was standing on that to be able to steal the butter. So she said, oh, this is his accomplice. So I will bind him to that. Our parents used to make us stand in the corner, and they would tell us, think about what you've done. And we'd have to stand there for like an hour going, like this. So she said, I'm going to bind you to this and let you think about what you've done to teach you a lesson. So she was trying to bind him. As she was trying, she noticed something quite strange. That rope that she tried to bind him with, first she tried to bind him with a very simple thread. I think she started with her that was the last. She could not bind him. It was 2 fingers too short. And then she tied another one to it and tried, and it was still 2 fingers too short. Another one.
But how big is his waist, Gurudev?
Gurudev said his waist is only the size of a fist. So tiny. So small. But she could not bind him. And she took another one and another one. And by that time, her friends were watching, thinking, hey, Yashoda can't even bind her little baby son. His waist is only this big, and they began to laugh. And she was thinking, oh my God, now I'm becoming the laughing stock. I'm the queen of Vrindavan. She's the Rani. She's the queen. And all of the others are laughing at her? Impossible. I must bind my son. I must bind my son. So she was making a very strong endeavor. It is said that she took almost all of the ropes in all of Gokul for tying cows. And still, 2 fingers too short. What do these 2 fingers represent? First person. What does the first finger represent? First. Endeavor. Do you know the Sanskrit word for it?
Jigyasa.
Cheshta?
Cheshta. Cheshta means endeavor. This is what the one finger
They
represents.
already wrote it.
Good.
Sonam.
And the second finger represents?
Kripa.
Kripa mane?
Mercy.
Mercy. So,
Devaki got it too.
in the conversation with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there they asked him the question, which one? Because there was one group of one sect of Vaishnavas that said, we're only dependent on the mercy of Krishna. And the other group is like, no, we're dependent on our own endeavor. And they asked Mahaprabhu, which one do we accept? The logic of the baby cat or the logic of the baby monkey? Baby cat is carried by the mouth of its mother, and it's completely helpless. She just picks him up and carries him from place to place. And he's completely helpless, dependent on mercy. The baby monkey, however, he has to grab onto his mother and either ride underneath or ride on top. But he has to hold on with all 4. His little fingers and his little toes, he has to hold on to her hair. And she jumps from building to building, tree branch to tree branch. So they asked Mahaprabhu, which one do we accept? This baby cat logic or the baby monkey logic? He said both are necessary. Our cheshta and the kripa. Our endeavor and mercy. So Mother Yashoda was making this intense endeavor. At a certain point, she made a vow. I swear to Nārāyaṇa that I will not stop until I bind my son. With that complete strong resolution, Mother Yashoda, by that, was able to melt the heart of Krishna. In a sense, it is said that Krishna's mercy potency is his most powerful potency, his karuna shakti. So by that karuna shakti, any of the aishvarya that he had, means the opulence potency by which he was stopping her from binding him. Actually, it wasn't exactly him. He had the desire to not be bound. Do you know why? Because he wanted to play, and he was worried. If I don't go and play, then my friends will be upset. They'll be so worried. So I have to go play with my friends. I have important things to do. Krishna was thinking, I have important things to do. It's very important for me to be with my friends and play. So by that desire, his Icha Shakti, Yoga Maya, made it that he could not be bound. And so Yashoda is trying to bind him, but his desire is such. But when she made that strong vow that even if it takes my whole life, I will never give up endeavoring to bind him, then very easily, very simply, after some time, of course, it was said that her hair, the flowers in her hair began to fall, Her clothes were becoming loosened, she was sweating, she was perspiring, and she was making such a strong endeavor that Krishna's mercy potency took over and covered his Aishwarya potency, which allowed him to be bound simply by the ribbon from her hair. So she was able to bind his waist and bind him to the grinding mortar.
So let's go to the grinding mortar and tell the rest of the Leela so that those who haven't seen it.
I'm afraid that it's going to be... Oh, chal.
What?
No, he's not there. Chal.
They're probably coming there.
Yeah.
But I wanted them to be able to see it. Keep talking. Talk.
So, Radhe Radhe. Oops. Yeah, you gotta hold. You gotta hold the wire because this is heavy.
Right.
Hold this part here. So just around the side. Radhe Radhe.
So
there's the okal. That one with the little hole in the center with the water, that's the grinding mortar. And next to it, that's a part of the original pillar from Nanda Bhavan of the Chaurasi Khamba. And those are the little footprints that all of the Brahmas, Shivas, and Shankars put their noses on and offered themselves in complete surrender. So Madhya Shora made this vow, you could show. So finally, she was able to bind Krishna by the ropes of her love and affection. She was able to bind Krishna. But Krishna wanted to play with his friends. So his friends were... We should go back out. Krishna wanted to play with his friends. So his friends were completely... First, they thought, oh, this is really fun. And Madhya Shora left him with the grinding mortar and went to do her other duties. And then Krishna's friends said, let's go play anyway. And so Krishna was pulling the grinding mortar behind him, and he was crawling with it. And all of the cowherd boys were thinking, they're all very little. They're thinking, oh, this is so much fun. Look, Krishna's pulling this grinding mortar behind. And he was Radhe Radhe. So, as he was pulling this grinding mortar behind him, at a certain point that grinding mortar became wedged in between these two twin massive trees. They said they were 3 kilometers tall. They had been there for thousands of years. So there's a history behind it, which I'll tell quickly. Many thousands of years before, there were two sons of Kuvera, the god of wealth. Their names were Nalakubera and Manigriva. And they were sporting quite naked in the lake with so many apsaras, heavenly damsels. And they were quite intoxicated, taking all kinds of substances and feeling very egotistical and powerful. By their bodily beauty, by their education, by their high birth, and by their wealth. They were, in essence, very vain, egotistical, and proud.
Keep telling the story, so I just wanted, like Jiva Pavana Prabhu and Isha, they didn't see. So keep telling.
So, at that time, Narada Muni had come to that place. And immediately, all of those apsaras, they left the lake, they went and hid behind the bushes, covered themselves in shame. But those two were quite rude to him. Hey, what are you doing here, Baba? You should leave this place. Can't you see we're having fun? Get out of the way. I'm coming to this side. Can't you see that we're enjoying here? You're in our way. Why don't you just go and do your stuff somewhere else? Narada Muni said, oh, he was a friend of their father, Kubera. He said, because you're misbehaving like this, I'm going to teach you a lesson. Because you want to be naked in public like this, then I curse you to be naked in public for a long time. I curse you immediately to become trees. So with the curse of any pure devotee, there's always a benediction. It's not just a curse, but there's always something positive. So when Narada Muni cursed them to become trees, immediately they started turning into trees, and they fell at his feet to beg forgiveness. At that time he said, okay, you will become trees, but where you are, that place will be the place where Krishna, when he descends, will do all of his transcendental pastimes, and you will witness all of those pastimes, and Krishna himself will liberate you. So these two personalities took birth as these trees and remained here in this place for thousands and thousands of years, waiting for Krishna's appearance. So it said they were very, very tall, very massive at that time. And they had already been cursed, so been given the mercy by the pure devotee Nārāyaṇa Muni, and therefore they were waiting for Krishna to descend. Krishna, as he was pulling that grinding mortar came and was wedged in between the two trees, and at that moment Krishna looked back for one moment with anger. Hey, what's stopping me from having my fun? He looked back in anger, and immediately from those two trees fell over, made a very loud crashing sound. And from those two trees came these two amazingly beautiful demigods, Nalakuvera and Manigriva. They offered so many prayers to Krishna, they did parikrama of him, and then they disappeared. So the question was asked, well, Nanda Baba is always touching those trees. Krishna touched those trees many times. Nanda Baba and others were spitting after they had washed their mouth at the base of those trees. Why didn't they break apart? So sometimes it might be necessary that a momentary, focused kind of transcendental anger is given for the last remaining anartas to be burnt. So Krishna's focused anger, why are you stopping me from having fun with my friends? As soon as those trees collapsed, they offered prayers, and then they left, and then Krishna started crying. So the cowherd boys, they had heard, they saw everything, and Nanda Baba came running there. Everyone came running, but not Mother Yashoda. She was completely stunned. What happened? What did I do? I left my son in that situation, and now this loud crashing sound. She was completely in shock. Nanda Baba found them. Nanda Baba untied Krishna and was asking who did this, and all the boys, Krishna was like, Maya did it, like this mother did it. Nanda Baba was very upset, very angry. And he was asking Krishna, do you want me to chastise her? And Krishna was like, no, like this. But at that time, so all the Brajabasis had become completely upset. They were so shocked that this had happened. And those little boys were saying, the trees fell down, and then these demigods came out of the trees, and they offered prayers, and they did parikrama, and everyone was just like, what is the little kids talking about? These little kids don't know anything. They thought they were making up some stories. So eventually, actually, it is said that these two personalities who were in these trees, Yamal and Arjun, became Madhukanta and Snigdhakanta. That means sweet throat and affectionate throat. They were always glorifying Krishna in the assembly of Nanda Baba and the elders of Braj because they had witnessed all of the sweet pastimes of Krishna in this place. So after quite some time, first, Krishna didn't want to see Mother Yashoda. Nanda Baba was there, and he was like, they were asking Krishna, well, what will you eat? He said, Nanda Baba will feed me. He'll give me milk. He'll give me sweets. He'll give me makan mishri. Where will you sleep? I'll sleep with Nanda Baba. So everything had an answer. Krishna gave an answer for everything. I will be with Nanda Baba. Finally, Rohini Maya said to Krishna, you don't want to see your mother? He said, no. She said to Krishna, but then what if your mother? Means Krishna started weeping loudly for his mother. This was after many hours. He started weeping loudly for his mother. And immediately, Rohini Maya took this baby Krishna and placed him on the lap of Mother Yashoda. Then, Nanda Baba, he wasn't speaking with her all day, but then he had her cook and serve something to all who were present there. And that was showing that, okay, we're accepting everything again. So Krishna and Mother Yashoda and Nanda Baba and everyone were reunited. Gurudev said that everyone was cast into deep tears of separation, but then an ocean of happiness. So Ananda Kunda, transcendental kunda, bliss and happiness. So all of these beautiful Damodar Leela happened in this very location. Yashoda Damodar ki jai.
There's a Jamuna Devi. I'm just going to show really quick those who came a little late. This is a deity of Jamunaji, and I believe he was saying she appeared on midnight. This is, I don't know what he was saying, but there's Jamuna Devi.
He said she did rest for 60,000 years.
She is eternally.
Did you give any Don?
Yes, I did.
Jai Radha Madhava, Jai Kunja Bihari, Jai Gopi Jana Vallabha, Jaya Giri Varadhari.
अच्छा हो तो इधर
Shoes. Jaya Giri Varadhari. Jaya Yashodanandana Braja Janarandan. She gave. Pehle de diya.
हमको क्या दिया बाबा?
Oh, she gave in box mein.
हम तो गर्भमुनि प्रजारी हैं बाबू.
Jai Yashodan. Oh, for this pandit. To the Nanda Baba's house. The palace.
The house 7 kilometers.
Not 7 kilometers.
और ये नंदकूप गर्भमुनि नामकरण किया इधर. देख ले.
Nanda Baba's.
Yes.
Oh,
Ukal Bandan Prachin Mandir.
this is where we were.
प्राचीन
Or. Ah.
Okay, so
Careful.
now we need to go to Nanda Baba's.
Here you go. Here. Sudevi.
Okay. Now we're going to go to Nanda Baba's palace, and as you can see, it is starting to get a little darker. So we have to hurry now. Radhe Radhe. Okay.
Which way, Anu? Straight?
Straight, then right.
I don't have to give him more, right? Do I?
He looks drunk.
Does he?
Okay, so are we going to sing another kirtan?
Yes.
Parikrama.
Yashodanandana Krishna Gopala Govinda. Yashodanandana Krishna Gopala Govinda. Jai Yashodanandana Krishna Gopala Govinda. This way? This is here, no?
No, wait. It's showing here.
That's not it.
It's in there.
Yeah, here
Nanda
we also
Bhavan,
can
Chaurasi
go.
Kamba.
Here we also can go. But
Jai Yashodanandana Krishna Gopala Govinda.
Yashodanandana Krishna Gopala Govinda.
Yashodanandana Krishna Gopala Govinda.
Yashodanandana Krishna Gopala Govinda.
Achyutam Adhavaram Vrindavana Chandra. Achyutam. You want to park here?
Vrindavana Chandra.
Achyutam Adhavaram Vrindavana Chandra. Right here?
Achyutam Madharam Vrindavana Chandra.
Murali Vadano Shyam Gopi Janananda. He's going forward, 1 second. Murali Vadano Shyam Gopi Janananda. Make sure I don't get too close to the edge, huh? Yashodanandana Krishna Gopala Govinda.
Can't we just leave it here?
No, I have to get a little closer. Yashodanandana Krishna Gopala Govinda. Is it close enough? Murali Vadano Shyam Gopi Janananda.
Oh.
Murali Vadano Shyam Gopi Janananda. Murali Vadano Shyam Gopi Janananda. Yashodanandana Krishna Gopala Govinda. Yashodanandana Krishna Gopala Govinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Here? Here. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Oh Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Want to carry this one? Oh. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
यहाँ से जाएंगे 5 minutes sit down.
Hare Krishna. Come in. Why? They want us to do a whole money thing. What, we can't go inside? We can't go inside, darshan? We don't want to sit down. We just want to quick darshan and harikatha. Just Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
नहीं तो रावण की भी हंसी आपने देखी होगी, वो भी हंसी नहीं रही। यह हकीकत है, ये करोगे तो पाओगे और होगे तो काटोगे। ये धर्म है, धर्म क्षेत्र, कुरुक्षेत्र। नाम तो सुना होगा, उसी कारण हुआ था। उसमें क्या हुआ वो भी आपको बताएं। जिनको अपने माता पिता के नाम से आजीवन का भोग लगाना, आजीवन की गौ सेवा करनी, 1151 रुपया, वो भागप्रो अपनी जगह से ऊंचा हाथ खड़ा करिए।
These are the original pillars. Tell them.
So these are said to be the original pillars of Nanda Baba's palace. There's 84 pillars here. So, I remember coming here the first time with Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedānta, Nārāyaṇa Gosvāmī. Very powerful. Who's this? Very little. Choti. You want to hold this? Look at how little he is. Grab it. ठीक है? Sweet. One is Yashoda and Krishna, and the others are Rohini and Balaram. Chalo. This boy's trying to bring us. This is original panda from Nanda Mahāraja's palace. Nanda Baba ka panda. Nanda Baba ka panda. हाँ 5000 साल से ना हाँ original. दूसरा जन्म.
ब्रह्मा जी का चरण.
This is the footprints of Brahma.
फोर पिलर ब्रह्मा.
The 4 pillars represent Brahma.
सत्युग का पिलर. ये पिलर सत्युग.
The military come here also to get. They're here with us. They come here to do offer their pranam. पहले. They want some dakshina also. And do you have anything for him? So they say these are the footprints of Lord Brahma. And he's Brahmin. Real Brahmin.
Tell him to bless the
Radhe
devotees
Radhe.
that they can come for
आशीर्वाद भक्तों के लिए सारे दुनिया से. Radhe Jai. Yeah, he gave you his quick blessings.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Look at
sir.
No. Vrindavan se. Look how ornate these pillars are. Most of it is not like this anymore, but some parts have been kept for. So, let's go around. Why is Radha Rani here? Look at that paint, it's beautiful. Ras Leela yahan? बच्चे का बाल रास लीला. चौथा चौथा कृष्णा चौथा चौथा राधा. They're saying that there's
Is this the last place?
Yes, it is. Radhe 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 Radhe. Smart. So, Mother Yashoda.
Krishna Mother Yashoda making the curd.
Making the curd. Curd means yogurt in India. When you say curd, it does not mean paneer, it means yogurt. Dahi.
On behalf of all of you.
Dadi Manthan.
Whoa, she's making the rupya. Mother Yashoda is churning money. So she's churning the curd here. This is only some of the original pillars. Of course, we know that Nanda Baba's palace was massive. Pehle Nanda Baba ka mahal bahut bada tha na.
7 kilometers,
7 kilometers. 7 kilometers around. Like linear. 7 kilometers. This is also Goshala.
9 lakhs. Wow.
Srimati Radhika, 11 lakhs.
Brishabhanu Maharaj, 11 lakh. Or Nanda Baba, 9 lakh. Haan. Do you want?
Just
Yes.
letting you know where we stand, guys.
Subhan Kirti.
How did that happen?
Radha Rani birthplace.
Raval.
Raval.
I have little bits. So do you want to go over there?
Yeah, let's just go over here for a moment and then we'll remember
Fly.
some sweet pastimes of Krishna.
Do you need help getting down?
Thank you. There used to be that other picture of Pujana.
Oh yeah, she didn't look so nice before.
Yeah, they made her beautiful.
Well, she was beautiful until she became big. Look at the Parikrama over there. It's perfect. So just so you know, we've never heard of the pastime of Rasa Leela taking place here in. This is Krishna's very, very baby Leela. The only time we've heard of
Bit of rasa bhas.
small Radha and Krishna was when in Bandirvan. But when she's with Krishna, then in another way she takes on her, how do you say? Madan Mohan Mohini form.
This 1 minute.
What's
Sorry,
going on?
It's just got a mind of its own.
Okay.
We're going to try to find a little bit of a shanti place. Sanatan Gosvāmī Bhajan Kutya.
This way. Come around, come around, come around. Where? Not here, it's down. Niche. I know.
He's trying to
But he
be
was. But he, I just wanted to do parikrama. Wow, look at that. Here, you want to go in? I'll hold it. Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Nanda Lala Krishna Govinda Govinda He Gopala Nanda Lal He Gopala Nanda Lal He Gopala Nanda Lal. We left Anup and Sudevi. He Gopala Nanda Lal 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 Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopal Nanda Lal Krishna Govinda Govinda. You know what? We might actually get cut off down here. This is used to be a cave which they've opened up a little bit. No, it won't work down there.
Can you stand here and I'll go down for
Okay.
everyone? I'm going down on behalf of everyone.
Okay, so Devi's going down on behalf of everyone. So Sanatana Gosvāmī's cave, they've excavated it. When we came in 96, it was actually still a mud cave. It was still all mud and it was very difficult to get down, but he would do his bhajan and his sadhan, his prayers in such a place here at Gokul Mahavan. So you see Sudevi down there, how far it is down. It was quite impressive, actually, at the time when we would come down here. And then maybe in 2000 or so, they had excavated it, opened it up, and made it into a proper visitation location. But before, you would have to go in practically one at a time. I don't know how far down you want to go.
I don't know, he's my pandit.
But we lost Anup and Sudevi.
You see the Sakshi Gopal?
Wow, it's very fragrant and colorful. My God, how colorful it is inside. So this is Sakshi Gopal with Srimati Radhika.
This is Sakshi Gopal temple. This is Jagannath Dham Mandir. इधर साक्षी माता पिता के बिना जन्म नहीं, गुरु के बिना ज्ञान नहीं, साक्षी के बिना तीर्थ नहीं होता है. जो लोग मथुरा वृंदावन गोवर्धन पचमा देने आते हैं, प्रभु जी इधर से धर्म झंडा फ्लैग लेकर के अंदर जाके दान होता है, यात्रा पूरा होता है.
Do you want to hold this while I offer pranam?
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
What happened? Yeah, you're supposed to grab this too.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Okay.
Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki
Take this.
Nanda Gokumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Namaste Sute Mahamaya Shri Videshwar Buddhite Sankha Chakradala Hastaya Mahalakshmi Namaste Namaste Garunarude Kola Sodhankari.
He's offering prayers from Mathura and Dwarka. Got it. क्या हमारे दोस्तों There, we found us. Prasad. Radhe Radhe. We lost you both.
We need to find somewhere quiet.
We found.
Radhe Radhe.
After what? Shri Gopal Mandir, then I understood this one.
Okay, we need to go sit somewhere.
Right there.
That side over there. It's more peaceful over there.
Left also. Anyway.
मेन रोड पर ही है
It's a little intense.
Yeah. So right here,
Okay,
in front of the Goshala.
okay. Sudevi, can you hold this? Do you mind? Or you can have
Or do you
me
want to be
hold
in the
it.
sun? Maybe over there is better.
Inside.
What do you want me to do?
Peaceful down here.
Yeah, this is good.
They're gonna lock us in.
Oh, look.
You're dragging your chutter?
It's the ghost shuttle.
Oh, you might need this here. Here. How beautiful.
So where can we just sit?
Right here.
Oh, they're coming. Very unlike the West. In the West, I don't know if you notice, when you come and you see cows, they all run. But here, they're coming to see us. How
Radhe
beautiful
Radhe.
is this?
Radhe Gomata.
Radhe, Radhe.
आप खाली भूस खा रहे हैं यहाँ पे.
How beautiful.
They understand him. Look, he talks to cows. He's the cow whisperer.
It's probably because the cow people are here. If it was just Kishori and I, they wouldn't come. Would you? Go to her. She's a cow person.
जाओ गोमाता उधर जाओ वापस.
Go now. Go now.
Look, did you see that? He told
Go
them
on.
to go, and they actually started backing up to go.
चलो चलो चलो.
Go. You too. Go. Go means cow. Okay.
Do you want to stand or sit?
Where should we sit?
Right here. Right here. More are coming to say hello behind you.
You guys, I'm busy.
They're coming. Come here. Just
Guy means cow.
hey. Radhe Radhe.
गोमाता. क्यों हो?
Oh.
You have horns.
Hello बोलो.
You want to smell my hand? No?
Hello बोलो.
All right, so here, we're going to sit right here. Kishori ji? Maybe-
Okay. On this grinding mortar here. Sit on
And-
this round thing.
Yeah. And you can sit this way so you see the beautiful cows behind.
Okay. Someone following us.
Ajnanatimirandasya jnananjana shalakaya chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. I'm busy.
गोमाता.
I'm busy. No.
We came into their house. We wanted
Hi.
peace.
You guys, we need to tell some things here. Okay. Stay. Ajnanatimirandasya jnananjana shalakaya chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. So we have come to this beautiful place of Krishna's Leelas. This is the place of Nanda Baba. This is the palace of Nanda Mahārāja, where he housed his 9 lakh cows and where all of his citizens were all living here and doing their seva. This is such an extraordinary place of Krishna's Leelas. This place is part of our proof that Krishna was born in Vrindavan. We know that he appeared in Mathura like God, with 4 arms, with fully dressed, with a crown, with his weapons. But here, in Gokul, in this most excellent place, in this palace, Krishna was born from the womb of Mother Yashoda. And instead of offering all kinds of prayers like Vasudeva and Devaki, they knew this is the Lord, and they offered all kinds of prayers to the Lord. Mother Yashoda simply offered her breast milk. I thought it was another cow. It was a cowgirl. And Krishna closed his eyes and went to sleep. We know that there was an umbilical cord cutting ceremony that was done here. Yashoda Devi had 2 babies, twins, one girl and one boy. That girl was taken by Vasudeva Maharaj back to Mathura, who actually turned into Kali personified. Actually, I heard it was Kali, Durga. And she showed her fierce form. Kamsa, you fool, he's already been born somewhere else. So these are proofs for us that Krishna here was born. He was born from the womb of Mother Yashoda. He wasn't just the foster child. Sometimes we hear this, and for Leela's sake, this all must take place. But the Krishna in Dwarka, the Krishna in Mathura, and the Krishna in Vrindavan are different. So here, I don't know if this is going to work. Maybe we should go over there.
No.
But then I won't have my back. I won't have my back to them. This is auspicious.
Yep. All the everyone came over to be with us. Like they all left their food and they just came to hang out. There's like people with us.
So in this most excellent place, so many things happened. When Kamsa knew that now that person who is about to kill me, he's been born to kill me, he's taken birth somewhere in Braj, what did he do? He didn't actually want to just search out that one person. He wanted all of the children killed. This is actually real narcissism, isn't it? Somebody who's just willing to actually, for his own sake, kill all of these children. He didn't think maybe I should find that one particular one. No, all of them. So Kamsa had conquered all of the demons except one. One very fierce demon he couldn't defeat, and that demon's name was Putana. She was so strong. She was more powerful than 10,000 elephants. I mean, look at even just like a cow. How strong a cow is. If it bucks you, it could be the end. It's finished.
Even
I mean, they're so strong. Imagine what one elephant would do if it was in an assembly. But she is stronger than 10,000 full-grown elephants. Kamsa couldn't defeat her. So they made a pact. She became like Kamsa's ally. And she thought, for my ally, for my friend Kamsa, I will go and I will kill all of these children. She didn't only go to try to kill Krishna, the boys. She also went and kidnapped all of the little girls too. It is said, I think from Kavi Karnapur, or it was Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur, but they were saying that she used to eat children as one eats rice.
Kavi Karnapur.
She was so big, she was 12 miles high, and she was 4 miles around. That was her natural form. If you see Giriraj, she is actually even taller than Giriraj and wider than Giriraj. She is so massive. And when she would take children, she would eat them as someone eats rice. I mean, just picture that. This is what our acharyas have told us. She came here. She made herself extremely beautiful. So beautiful, in fact, that even the demigoddesses were put to shame. They were put to shame. They looked like frogs compared to this Putana. She made herself look like the goddess of fortune. Go on, come on. Come on. She made herself look like the goddess of fortune. So astonishingly beautiful that the cowherd people were feeling blessed that she had entered into Gokul. She went to the house of Nanda Baba. She came to this palace looking for a newborn son. Krishna was only 3 days old. When Yashoda Devi saw her, she was astonished. It is said by Kavi Karnapur, also I think Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur, Rupa Goswami, that we understand that prem is such that so much humility will enter the heart. I think we should move. It's just too much here. Sorry, guys. Look at our cow people left us even.
Yeah, so we have to, maybe just here.
No, let's go up.
On the top of the steps?
Yeah.
Outside the Goswami?
Yeah.
All right.
It might be
I know
better.
it was exciting and beautiful and all, but it's a little bit much. Just a little bit.
It's a little hard to concentrate when you're ducking cows.
Here. Just sit here.
How about there?
Those two sunny. Right there.
I kind of like that better.
Generator.
So, Yashoda Devi is so humble. Just as we hear, when someone is so qualified and they have reached such a high extent of prem, then naturally their humility comes out. Yashoda Maya's mood is always feeling, how did I deserve such a baby as this? How is it that he is my child? And she never feels that she is doing enough to serve him, to love him, to give him everything he needs. So because of that, when Putana came, she used her natural humility, the humility of Yashoda Devi, to actually win her over. She walked directly into the house of Nanda Baba. Everyone let her pass by. How does it go? This is our childhood song. We're going to sing you really quick.
We sang it for Gurudev too.
And so she could fly in the sky. Although she was evil, she entered Gokula, where everyone let her pass by. Because of her smiling beauty and the lotus in her hand, Yashoda and Rohini thought that the goddess of fortune had come. Putana was a sword in a decorated case. Because of the poison upon her breast, she was a demon, Krishna could tell. So he sucked out her milk and her life as well. So, Putana walked directly into the palace, and everyone was feeling blessed by her presence. Such an astonishing, beautiful, qualified, amazing person has entered my palace and wants to bless my child. Putana looked at Yashoda Devi and said, "Oh, you should be ashamed. Your milk is not so sweet, but my milk, my breast milk is so sweet, and it will give your son a very long, excellent, healthy life." Immediately, Yashoda thought, yes, it's true. I'm not really worthy of this beautiful child, my Lala, but you are. You're so extraordinary and qualified. Yes, you should feed him. So with her own hands, she gave Krishna to Putana. Putana took Krishna in her hands. Krishna knew Putana. He knew that she was a demon. Because she came in the guise of a mother, Krishna didn't want to look at her. Because she wanted to kill all of the children in all of Braj, he closed his eyes and didn't want to see. But because he approached her in the guise of a mother and offered something, her own breast milk, although smeared with poison, Krishna accepted it. But he closed his eyes. He didn't want to see her. She put her breast in his mouth and began trying to get him to suckle her. Krishna took the challenge and began to suck out her milk. At the same time, she felt something devastating. He was sucking out her life air. Immediately, she tried to push him off, but she couldn't. And she started to say, leave me, child, leave me. But Krishna held on. We heard just a few minutes ago how Yashoda Maya could put Krishna down in a moment. He was holding on with his mouth, with his arms, with his legs. But Yashoda Devi had no problem. Krishna was holding on, 3 days old. He was much younger at this time, holding on with only his lips. With his mouth, he was holding on and sucking out her life air. She began to run. She could no longer hold this beautiful form. And she turned into that giant Rakshashi, 12 miles long, and only 2 steps took her almost out of Braj, and she fell. Krishna was sucking out her milk and she fell down. Our Acharya said that she fell in a huge mango orchard, and this orchard was Kamsa's, but our Acharyas commented she was so sinful that even in her death, she was killing living entities. She fell down dead, and Krishna was untouched. It is said by Kartik that Krishna stayed on the breast of Putana because it was like a mountain. If you imagine what an ant sees when it sees us, it can't tell what is there. So the Brajabasis know that something is happening. Even Nanda Baba is coming back from Mathura and he sees Putana, but he can't understand what it is. He thinks it's a mountain. He thinks her eyes are like huge kunds. He thinks that her breasts are huge mountains. They can't understand. She's so massive and big, they can't see all of it. But Krishna stayed on the hill-like breast of Putana so that easily he could be found. Mother Yashoda had long fainted because due to the demon of separation, she couldn't contain it. It is said that she actually would have died in separation out of fear of losing Krishna, but she fainted. Can they not hear me? But she fainted, and that fainting actually saved her life. So she was fainted. Rohini Maya also fainted. They were unconscious. But the Braj ladies saw Krishna. They were running all of these miles. It was 2 feet that she actually ran. She 1, 2, but it was miles almost out of Braj. So they were running and running, crying and wailing for Krishna. And there they saw Krishna playing on the breast, the nipple of Putana. And quickly they brought Krishna down, and they one by one transferred him and brought him all the way back to this palace. And they were trying to tell Yashoda, wake up, oh Yashoda, wake up, your Lala is okay. But Yashoda couldn't move. So one elderly lady put baby Krishna in her lap, and immediately she woke up. At that time, they employed all of the Brahmins to do all kinds of mantras, all kinds of purificatory celebrations for Krishna's protection. When Nanda Baba saw this, he was astonished. He had her body chopped up by some locals, and they burnt it. And it is said that that smell, the smell that came was a guru. This smell of, what is a guru? Oud wood. That smell, because of the touch of Krishna's body, that a guru scent went up to Svarga, and they could smell that transcendental smell because her body had been touched by Krishna. She had been accepted by Krishna, and so that beautiful aroma emanated from her body. And we know that because she approached Krishna in the guise of a mother, what did he do? He gave her an eternal position as like a milkmaid, a mother, in Goloka Vrindavan. Also, it is at this place where Shakatasura came to kill Krishna. What happened? Shakatasura was a demon in a previous life, and he used to rip whole forests apart and kill trees. I think he was the son of Hiranyaksha, yes. And he would rip apart whole forests. So he was cursed by one of the rishis. You will be a demon, but you will be bodiless. So you can't create such havoc. So he was in a ghost body, but he was also a friend of Kamsa. So Krishna had a very great milestone. At 3 months old, he turned over. Yeah. So everybody, they take any excuse to celebrate Krishna and to have the pure-hearted Brahmins come and bless him. The Brahmins at that time were so pure that anything they said came true. They didn't want money, they didn't want anything, they only wanted the benefit of Krishna. So when they would bless Krishna, those blessings would come true. So any instant that Yashoda and Nanda Baba could get to have Krishna blessed and to have mantras chanted over him, they would do it. So Krishna turned over. Let's celebrate. Bring the Brahmins, let's bless the boy. There was a 4-hour celebration going on. Yashoda Devi was laying off to the side feeding Krishna, 3 months old, and he had fallen asleep. Very carefully, very quietly, she thought, I need to put him somewhere safe. And there was a heavy, heavy cart, a cart that was carrying all kinds of pots of gold and silver and brass and all different kinds of metals. It was a very, very, when it's explained, it's one of the heaviest, strongest carts that is like unbreakable. Yashoda Devi thought, I will put Krishna under this cart. There he will be safe, the cart won't be moved, and he'll be fine there and in the shade. So carefully, she put Krishna underneath the cart. And she went and was engaging the Brahmins in celebrating Krishna. At that time, Krishna woke up and he looked and he thought, I'm under a cart and I'm hungry. He started to cry, where is my mother? So he was crying and his face was turning red. His feet were starting to kick and his hands were like this. If you've seen a baby, when they're hungry, they get really annoyed. And they turn bright red and they're so upset, they're shaking. How dare you let me be hungry? That's what Krishna was doing. At that time, do I need water? I needed water. So at that time, Krishna was so upset. Where is my mother? I'm hungry. And he just kind of kicked the cart a little bit with his little toe. And at that moment, this Shakatasura saw, I'm going to make him an offering to Kamsa. And he put all of his weight down on that cart. It is said that this cart started going down into the earth. The whole thing started shifting and moving and like quicksand going down, down. So he was pushing it down. And at that moment, Krishna kicked with his, don't show my toes.
You were using your toes. I thought it was part of the problem.
That is not part of the deal. So Krishna kicked it, and just his toe touched it, and there was an earth-shattering sound, and all of a sudden pots were going everywhere. The cart flipped up. It was a sound like a thunderbolt. Everyone stopped. They turned and they started running toward Krishna. Immediately Yashoda Maya picked Krishna up and began to think, how did this happen? A bunch of little boys were around. They could barely speak. They were really, really young. And in broken talk, they were saying, Krishna kicked the cart and it broke. And they were looking at the children and they're like, Krishna kicked it. That's what happened. And they were thinking, what is wrong with these boys? The Brahmins are here. We have a fire yajna. Let's do this for Krishna's protection. So immediately they began doing all kinds of mantras and all kinds of, they took the tail of a calf. We're not going to go show you more cows. They took a tail of a calf and started putting it over Krishna's body, and they started doing all kinds of beautiful rituals for his benefit. Then, that was first 3 days, Putana came. After 3 months, Shakatasura came. Then, when Krishna turned 1 year old, who came? Trinavarta came from Kamsa shape. Came from Kamsa shape like a whirlwind. Krishna on his shoulders, darkening Vrindavan. Dust, dust all around. Baby Krishna can't be found. Yashoda is crying upon the ground. But baby Krishna made himself as heavy as a mountain. He caught Trinavarta's neck and made him fall down, down, down to the ground. Simple Trinavarta, demons have to die away, but Krishna is saved. So, that's the story. No. What happened? Yashoda Devi was sitting outside with her Lala, so happy, so in the mood of Vatsalya Prem for her Krishna. But all of a sudden she felt he became so heavy. She could no longer bear the weight of holding her own child. And she thought there must be some influence around, some unfavorable planet, some malefic influence. Because of that, she had to put Krishna down. Putting Krishna down, she thought, I must go get Brahmins. Something is wrong. He's only 1 year old. How is it that I can't hold him? But our acharyas, and I think it's Gopal Champu, Kavi Karnapur is saying that Krishna knew that Trinavarta was a man-eater. And he saw Yashoda Devi and he saw, hey, 2 for the price of 1. I can kill the little boy and I get a nice tasty morsel. I can also get Yashoda Devi. Gurudev used to say she was somewhat heavy. She was very voluptuous. So he was thinking, oh, good, 2 for 1. So Krishna thought, no, no one goes near my mother. Have you ever heard of any demons? Even Nanda Baba had to be rescued, but Yashoda, the only demon that had ever attacked her is the demon of separation. Krishna never allowed any demon to come near her. So he knew Trinavarta was going to try to eat his mother. So he made himself so heavy due to Yogamaya's potency. She had to put him down. She left Krishna and went to search for Brahmins. What do I do? She ran searching for the Brahmins. And as she was going, she thought, what am I doing? What's going on? Why would I just leave him there? Something is wrong. Something is wrong. Immediately she turned around. And as she turned around, a dust storm began. If you've ever been in Vrindavan during a dust storm, they're pretty intense. Coming across the Jamuna, you can see it's turning brown. And then you can't see anything. Everything turns dark. You can't look anywhere. Sand is in your eyes, your nose, your mouth, your ears, everywhere. It's awful. This began, but more and more. It was a whirlwind. It wasn't a dust storm. And everybody was calling out. Yashoda fell on the ground and she was wailing and crying. She couldn't see anything. And yet she was reaching out, trying to find Krishna. She was crying and crying. The dust was everywhere, but Krishna was gone. Trinavarta had Krishna and he began to go up and up and up. There are a few reasons why this happened. It is said that Nanda Baba, Yashoda, and Nanda Baba's brothers, they used to throw Krishna in the air and catch him. And he would have so much fun. Have you ever seen parents do that with babies? Yeah, see, show. Here's the prop. Like
we
this.
have a model here.
Oh! Is he happy?
Yeah, he's very happy.
Woo! Yes. So they would do this with Krishna. Krishna thought, I want to fly. I want to know what it's like to fly. So another reason is, generally when any avatar of Krishna comes, it is because the demigods are begging Krishna, please save us. This time, Bhumi Devi. Who is that? The earth planet, the goddess of the earth. She petitioned Krishna. So he came for us, for this planet, because of Bhumi Devi. She cried, please save me. I'm so overburdened, you have to help me. So Krishna himself came for Bhumi Devi. But Krishna was thinking, all of the wives of the demigods, they haven't seen me. They want to see me. I'm so beautiful. I'm so cute. I'm so sweet. How will they ever get a chance to see me? They have no adhikar to come to Vraj. Somehow I have to get close to Svarga so that they can have my darshan. Krishna also thought, I've never been outside of my courtyard, and there is all of Braj I have not seen. I want to see Braj. So, Trinavarta, actually fulfilling the desires of Krishna. Krishna was only thinking, I want to fly, I have so many things to do. Trinavarta wanted to kill Krishna. So Krishna at first was very happy. He was holding Trinavarta by the neck and he was looking. There's Govardhan. He saw Govardhan and he saw all of the different kunjas of Braj. He saw all of the different places. He saw Raval. He saw the birthplace of Srimati Radhika. He saw the place of Lalita Sakhi, of all of the Ashtasakis, of Chandravali. He saw all of the beautiful places of the pastimes that were going to take place. Going up, up and up. Then all the demigoddesses got to see the beautiful face of Krishna. Krishna's like, look at me, I'm so cute. They were so happy. Everyone was showering flowers. Krishna was enjoying himself so much. This is so good. But then he looked down and he thought, I don't see Braj. I don't see Vrindavan anymore. And fear entered the heart of Krishna. Immediately he held on tight to Trinavarta. At that moment, Trinavarta started losing his life. His eyes popped out like rasgullas and he started to fall down, and he landed on the ground, dead. Krishna was playing and having fun. He thought it was such a good idea to go up, but now he was so happy to again be in Vrindavan. Again, Mother Yashoda was thinking, what kind of a mother am I? What have I done? I let my child go into this dangerous place. What will I do? What will I do? And so all the Brahmins came, they blessed Krishna, and then they told Nanda Baba and Yashoda Devi that from this day forward, Baladev should never be separated from Krishna. They should always be together. So from that moment on, from 1 year old, Krishna and Balaram were always and always together to their great happiness and satisfaction. They're actually cousin brothers. That means brothers, but because Krishna is the son of Yashoda, Balaram is the son of Vasudeva, but actually he only knows
Vasudeva and Rohini.
Devaki, actually he was transferred from the womb of Devaki to the womb of Rohini Maya. But he only knew Nanda Baba his whole life. Nanda Baba is his father. Those are his impressions. He doesn't, it's like my niece, she has her birth father, but she has her father who raised her. And she would always say, so-and-so is my father, but such and such is my daddy. There's a mood there. This is my person. He raised me from my very birth. He's my everything. Maybe there might be another mood somewhere, but this is all I know. So in that way, Baladev and Krishna grew up together. From that time on, they were never separated. So we've come to this most extraordinary place, the palace of Nanda Mahārāja. So many beautiful leelas happened in these villages, so much thievery of butter and the hearts of the gopis. But very soon, after all of these pastimes were going on, Agasura, Bakasura, they decided, no, we can't stay here anymore. It's too dangerous. So all of the cowherd boys and even those in Raval, so Rishabhanu Maharaj, Kārtika, all decided we will now move. We will move to Nandagaon and Varshana. So from here, they were roaming around for a while until they landed there. And then we know so many leelas took place. We've been there and we will go there again. Now that we're out, we should be out more often.
Originally, Nanda Baba and all of his brothers, they were actually born in Nandagaon. And so many demons were coming there before, so then they moved here.
And then they left.
And then because the demons were coming here, they left and they went to Chatikara, Kamyaban, and other places. Then they ended up back in Nandagaon.
Yes. So anyway, this is the place where Krishna grew up, where he took his first steps. We've been hearing about Damodar Leela every night since Kartik. And this is that very transcendental place where Krishna displayed these leelas. When we come here remembering our Gurudev and our Acharyas. Like when we entered that place where the grinding mortar is, we hear things that are rasabhas, or we hear things that aren't from our Guru Varg, and immediately we know, Hare Krishna. And they could also feel from us, we're not into this. And so he kind of stopped and left us alone. We don't come under the guidance of just anyone. Whether they live here or not doesn't mean they are true Brajabasi. A true Brajabasi is not going to say that Rukmini and Radharani were walking behind Jamuna Devi and all of these things. No, no, no. Gurudev would never have this kind of thing. So very closely, staying under the umbrella of Mahat Sangha, we come to these places and remember our Guru Varg here. Sanatana Gosvāmī Pad came here, did bhajan here. He also had this is also where Lord Shiva, there's actually a deity of Lord Shiva that the Brajabasis would worship, especially for the protection of Krishna. This is also where Mahadev came himself to have darshan. Can you tell this? When Mahadev came, when he wanted to have darshan of Krishna.
Sure. Come.
I want to sit.
Okay, you sit.
No. Now I'm up.
No,
Now I'm up. Now I'm up. It's good, I'm up.
Really?
I was just being lazy.
Oh. All the kids want to be in the picture too.
Okay, say hello. Radhe. Okay, they don't.
I wish I had that bhajan with me. I don't have the bhajan with me at the moment. So Lord Shiva wanted to have darshan of Krishna. But, you might want to hold this cord back,
sorry,
otherwise
yeah.
it's going to...
Yeah.
Lord Shiva wanted to have darshan of baby Krishna, but he looked quite fearsome. He was on a massive bull. Now this bull wasn't any normal bull. It was like 10 times the size of any normal massive bull. And he looked quite fearsome himself. He was smeared in ashes. quite naked except for a loincloth made of tiger skin. And he had snakes wrapped around his neck, his arms, smeared in ashes, long matted hair. He looked quite fearsome. Oh, also a garland of skulls. And he was carrying a trident.
Can you imagine someone like that wanted to see your baby?
Mother Yashoda was like, oh no, you're not going to see my baby. You frightened me. How will I let you see my baby? And he was like, I just want to see your baby. And she's like, I'm sorry, I can't let you see him. So again and again he was petitioning and she just kept saying no. And then he said, well, then I'll just have to set up camp here and wait till you give me darshan of your baby. And she was like, you're going to set up camp outside my house? She was quite worried about this. Then she went inside and then Krishna wouldn't stop crying.
Shiva was sitting there banging his drum.
He was banging his drum outside, his little damaru. Alakha Niranjana, Alakha Niranjan. Calling out, I want to see this beautiful Krishna. And inside, Krishna was weeping and weeping and weeping. The other gopis, Yashoda's friends, told her, you know, he is a sadhu, Baba. Maybe it's inauspicious that you're not allowing him to get what he wants. If a sadhu comes, you have to give them what they want. Otherwise, it's inauspicious for you. Just let him have one quick glimpse of Krishna. So she thought, okay, maybe this will be more favorable for Krishna and for all of us if I just give one glimpse and then he can leave. So what did Yashoda do? She did all of the protection yantras on Krishna. What is that? Thick black kajal around his eyes, big black spot here, big black spot here, black strings here and there, covered him in black cloth completely, and also gave him, there's so many different things that mothers would do to protect their children. This she had taken from her own kajal and put it on him.
No evil eye.
No evil eye should touch my son. She was quite afraid of this very, very fearsome personality. So then she came to the door with Krishna in a basket, but very carefully. I don't know why I thought basket, but anyhow. And she said, only one moment. He was so excited. Finally, the result of all of my austerities will manifest. The supreme absolute truth will give me his darshan. So that moment, she said 1 second. As soon as she opened it up for 1 second and he had that darshan, he felt my life is successful, and Krishna stopped crying at that moment. Then all the gopis thought, oh, this is a good sign. By his presence, Krishna stopped crying. So then he said, I will set up my camp anywhere nearby, and anytime you need me, if there's any negative or evil influence, just call me and I will scare them away. So Lord Shiva always resides very close to the Lord as a guardian and as a servant, Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu. And it just so happens that his very near and dear close friend, Śrī Sanātana Gosvāmī, always happens to reside very close to him. So we see Sanātana Gosvāmī doing his bhajan, residing very near and dear right here. We just went in his cave, and Mahadev is right there, very close together. We see Sanātana Gosvāmī at Chakleshwar Mahadev. His his bhajan kutir is right there at Chakleshwar Mahadev in Govardhan. And then just near Madan Mohan, Bankandi Mahadev is very close to Sanātana Gosvāmī's Samadhi.
And it's here where he first saw Madan Gopal.
Yes, and it is here where Sanātana Gosvāmī first saw Madan Gopal. The one thing I wanted to tell, when we came here in 1996 with our Srila Gurudev, Srila Gurudev Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa Gosvāmī Mahārāja was there with all of us in the temple. They gave a 30 to 40 minute presentation before giving darshan of Thakurji, begging for donations, and they were telling so many things from the altar. And Gurudev was very patient. But they were saying Krishna took birth in Mathura, and then he was brought here across the river Jamuna by Vasudeva Maharaj and traded with Yashoda's baby daughter, and Krishna was given instead, in her place. Gurudev said to the Pandas, he wanted to assemble all of the Pandits together here. So all of the Nanda Bhavan Gokul Pandas, Gurudev assembled them together and he held court. And it was quite amazing because he did it in English and in Hindi, and you can look back on the videos. It's quite amazing how Gurudev did what he did. He was very kind, very affectionate, but he said, no true Brajavasi could ever say that Krishna is born in Mathura. He manifested in Mathura, but he was born from the womb of Yashoda. And then he was telling them, he gave all of the convincing arguments from Śrīmad Bhagavatam, from Harivansha, from Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, from all Puranas and everything. He gave all of the convincing arguments with Shastra Praman. And then he made them all promise, like holding their ears, promise that from this day you will never say that he took birth there. In Mathura, Krishna was not born. Everyone knows this. He wasn't born. He manifested in a four-armed form. Here in Gokul, he was born from the womb of Mother Yashoda. And so Gurudev gave this very strong injection here, and all had to accept. Even in Mathura, where they claim Krishna is ours, Gurudev was there, and he also established this very strong evidence, this tattva praman. And so many became very upset. And then Gurudev was like, if you're going to be like this, I've given evidence from all of our most respected scriptures. If you'll be like this, I will leave this assembly immediately. They all came, no, please don't leave. We know what you're telling is true. He established the truth everywhere he went. And then they gave him that title, Yuga Acharya. All respected him so much. So I remember witnessing Gurudev doing that here, and it impressed me so greatly.
I just wanted to tell really quickly that Sanatana Gosvāmī Pad was watching one beautiful little boy playing here, and he was so attracted to him, and he followed him into a mandir, and he realized that it was Madan Gopal, and it is the same Madan Gopal that later came to Vrindavan, and he saw the Brahmani, what was her?
Chobe Brahmani.
Chobe Brahmani, who was cleaning her teeth with one end of the stick and stirring khichdi with another. And she started, Sanatana Goswami was like, what are you doing? You have to do all the rituals and you have to chant mantras, you have to bathe. Then she started doing that. The boys were hungry. It was very upsetting for them. Madan Gopal was like, why did you do this to Sanatana Goswami? I was so happy. And then finally, he went to Sanatana Goswami and said, you take me. I want you to take care of me. And Sanatana Goswami said, first you'll want me to, take you, but I have nothing. I only take dried chapati dolls, roti dolls. And
Roti, like balls, right?
Yeah. And he's like, I'll eat that. And then he goes, no, you'll want other things. And he was like, no, I promise.
Salt.
I promise. So anyway, he later came to Vrindavan and established the Madan Mohan Mandir and worshipped Madan Mohan there. That Madan Gopal became Madan Mohan. So I just wanted to say he saw him first here. So I think our parikrama for the day is done.
No, parikrama is just starting. Look. Oh. So everyone just arrived here?
Radhe,
Radhe, Radhe, Radhe, Radhe. She knows where to go. So, Anup, you're going to lead a little kirtan, right?
अभी सबको कीर्तन गाना है, साथ साथ पीछे पार करेंगे नहीं हम?
Yes, पार करेंगे, चलो.
क्योंकि कृष्ण ही हम सबकी नैया पार करेंगे. अगर हम किसी और विश्वास में हैं तो हमारी नैया डूब जाएगी. कृष्ण के अलावा और कोई हमारी नैया पार नहीं करेगा. तो इसीलिए हमें कृष्ण का भजन करना है हमेशा नित्य.
पार करेंगे नया रे भज कृष्ण कन्हैया. It's in our songbook, our bhajan treasure trove. Please post the page number. It's somewhere, I think, page 363. Try it.
बोलो कृष्ण कन्हैया लाल की जय. पार करेंगे नैया रे भजो कृष्ण कन्हैया. पार करेंगे नैया रे भजो कृष्ण कन्हैया. कृष्ण कन्हैया दाऊ जी के भैया. 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 कृष्ण कन्हैया बंसी बजैया. कन्हैया बंसी बजैया. कृष्ण कन्हैया माखन चुरैया. कृष्ण कन्हैया माखन चुरैया. पार करेंगे नैया रे भजो कृष्ण कन्हैया. पार करेंगे नैया रे भजो कृष्ण कन्हैया. कृष्ण कन्हैया गिरिवर उठैया. कृष्ण कन्हैया गिरिवर उठैया. कृष्ण कन्हैया रास रचैया पार करेंगे नैया रे भजो कृष्ण कन्हैया पार करेंगे नैया रे भजो कृष्ण कन्हैया। मित्र सुदामा टंडुल लाए मित्र सुदामा गले लगा प्रभु भोग लगाए गले लगा प्रभु भोग लगाए। कहा 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 भैया रे भजो कृष्ण कन्हैया कहा 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 भैया रे भजो कृष्ण कन्हैया पार करेंगे नैया रे भजो कृष्ण कन्हैया पार करेंगे नैया रे भजो कृष्ण कन्हैया। अर्जुन का रथ रंग में हाका अर्जुन का रथ में हाका श्याम लिया गिरधारी बाका श्याम लिया गिरधारी बाका। कालिया नाग नथैया रे भजो कृष्ण कन्हैया कालिया नाग नथैया रे भजो कृष्ण कन्हैया पार करेंगे नैया रे भजो कृष्ण कन्हैया पार करेंगे नैया रे भजो कृष्ण कन्हैया। द्रुप्त सदा जब दुष्टन घेरी द्रुप्त सदा राखी लाज प्रभु की नहीं देरी राखी लाज प्रभु की नहीं देरी। आ गया चीर भड़ैया रे भजो कृष्ण कन्हैया आ गया चीर भड़ैया रे भजो कृष्ण कन्हैया पार करेंगे नैया रे भजो कृष्ण कन्हैया पार करेंगे नैया रे भजो कृष्ण कन्हैया। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताई गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि। देखो कभी भी कोई भी ओ हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल ओ हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल ओ हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। बोलो कृष्ण कन्हैया लाल की जय हो नंद के लाला की जय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरे। देखो
राधे 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 कितना दम है हमारे राधे में
जय हो।
चलिए जम गए।
बहुत सुंदर नृत्य किया आप लोगों ने राधे राधे। और हमें जब भी कोई आपदा कोई परेशानी है
What am I doing?
तो हमें
Oh, so dear Vaishnavas, we're signing out for this evening. Thank you so much for joining us, for giving us the opportunity to come here to this most glorious place. We will see you tomorrow at the same time as usual, 5 o'clock Vrindavan time, in our place in Vrindavan. Radhe Radhe! Radhe Radhe. So, we'll see you tomorrow, and maybe you can give some suggestions for some of the next places that we can bring you. And I don't know who got it right, but I think I owe a lot of people samosas and chutney. So we offer our real heart Dandavat pranam to all of you for joining us every night, for giving us seva, for allowing us to actually include you in being here with us, because it's so extraordinary to take you to these places, to remember our Gurudev and our Guru Varg here. And honestly, we might just be sitting at home if we didn't have you to bring out here. So thank you for bringing us with you, actually. And tomorrow we will again, I think for some of you tomorrow is Shivratri. For us it's the day after tomorrow, but I'm sure that we'll be able to speak a little bit about Mahadev. And so anyway, thank you so much. Our sweet Dandavat Pranam, Shri Śrī Radha Vinod Bihari Ji ki jai. Śrīla Gurudev Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki jai. Śrīla Prabhupada, Śrīla Bhaktivedānta Swami Mahārāja ki jai. Śrīla Gaura Govinda Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki jai. Śrīla Bhaktivedānta Bharati Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki jai. Who else? Śrīla Bhakti Pramod Puri Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki jai. Śrīla Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Mahārāja ki jai. All of our Guru Varg, Śrīla Bhaktivedānta Saraswati Thakur, Śrīla Prabhupada, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Narottam Das Thakur, all of our Guru Varg ki jai. And our cow people.
Pure cow seva ki jai.
And their dog Spot.
Yeah, this dog came over just to join with the kirtan. She actually came over, laid down just during that kirtan.
And just so you know, if anybody feels inclined, they do need help with serving the cows. They always need some help, so if anybody has an extra paisa or two in their pocket, you can always send it to Pure Cow Seva Team, Anandini Jagan.
Jagana at PayPal.com.
Every day, even in the hot sun, they're out there, they're serving the cows, the monkeys, the dogs, but especially the cows. There's a lot of hungry animals here, so if you have anything, please feel free to donate. Pure Cow Seva Team, our cow people. All right. Dandavat pranam.
Dandavat pranam.
Dandavat pranam. Hare Krishna.
Dandavat pranam. Radhe Radhe. Bolo.
Bolo Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
We didn't see it. Wait, ek aur. Chal. Radhe Radhe bolo.
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
Dandavat pranam Vaishnavas. Radhe Radhe. Jivadiyam Odamani. Hasta mañana. Radhe Radhe.